comparing different plans and found me the best payment options that fit my budget.
Do you have their number?
Sure do. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049.
Why pay more for auto insurance? Acceptance Insurance has offices in your neighborhood, and one call to Acceptance could save you up to 30% on your car insurance. 800-606-7049. Let Acceptance shop for you. By comparing and finding the best rates, you could save up to 30%. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049. Restrictions apply based on Q1 2024 study of Acceptance Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number L012294.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about, your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are two very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you. Call Trajan today, 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 40-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost you about $100 a month. Call Term Providers. Speak with Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Providers help thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-239-1749. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-239-1749. 800-239-1749 or biglou.com.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Want to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crushyard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit Crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
So, you finally have some time to yourself. Even if it is just the car ride home, it's you time. And look at you. Do not disturb set before you even got in the car? Impressive. You've earned this moment to just chill and drive. This break is brought to you by Target Zero and the Florida Department of Transportation.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by RC Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got questions after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free, new, and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, GRAND, G-R-A-N-D, GRAND. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
That's right, guys. Here we go on a Monday edition of the Jim Colbert Show. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate that, as we do every single day, and we do have a good program for you this afternoon. We'll get you caught up on what's happening in the world. Deb does it around 3:20 with JCS News. 4 o'clock hour sports, Brandon Kravitz. We'll talk about the Masters Golf Tournament, plus what's happening with the Magic in the playoffs. They're playing a series coming up soon. 5 o'clock hour, it's trivia, Orlando Pride, and stick figure tickets on the line. And, of course, we'll end it up with a conversation with our buddy Ray Trinley from TK Law. And we'll do You Heard It Here first. Your calls, texts, and talkbacks, and 4 opportunities to win $1,000 all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead, producer Jack Bradshaw.
Good afternoon.
407-916-1041. That's how you call us. Text us easily at the number 77031. Just send your comment right to that number. We'll see it right here. Find us on social, Instagram and Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On X, just at Jim Colbert Show. And all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com right there on YouTube. Check us out. Get involved with that chat. We'll have your question of the day in no time. You could also send us a text if you'd like. Grab that iHeartRadio app. Go to Real Radio and use that microphone to send your comment on down the line. Your 3 o'clock keyword is GRAND, G-R-A-N-D. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. And, guys, we're already on a heater.
Yeah, we are.
Real Radio is already on a heater. We are currently, right now, in what they call the beer frame scenario. Do you know what the beer frame scenario is?
I do not.
You do not. Jack, are you a bowler? I heard you were a bowler this weekend.
I bowled this weekend.
Do you know what the beer frame scenario is in bowling?
It's got to be something with a 6, right?
No, has nothing to do with a 6.
You can tell I almost failed bowling.
If you go ahead, if you're on a team of bowlers, right, and let's say you're bowling last, and every bowler before you gets a strike. If you don't get a strike, you have to buy the team a beer. That's called the beer frame.
We did not have that problem on Saturday.
We did not, but we do have that problem today.
Yeah.
All right. The Monsters have had a winner. The News Junkies have had a winner, and we are the last show. Well, not counting Tom and Dan. I mean, we're the last
live show that has an opportunity to get $1,000 winner today, and grand is our first keyword. So again, get yourself a grand.
Go get that money. Everybody's on it.
Yeah, don't text us. Go to realradio.fm, enter it on the website.
And Jack, tell them like you tell them on the promo.
We're doomed.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Answer your damn phone.
Yeah. Jack got a national shout out today for that.
You did.
Statewide.
Just statewide?
That was Florida. All the Florida stuff.
Oh, they know about it.
We thought it was national.
They know about it up there. They know what's going on. They know who the man is. They know who yells at their people. And I love the fact that they kind of pointed us out as like a non-traditional, kind of a non-traditional thing.
Snarky.
I love that.
Snarky.
Well, here's the deal.
Condescending.
So our programming boss in the state of Florida for all the Florida radio stations said, "Hey, listen, well, we have the contest coming up. We want you to, promote it. Make sure you're talking about it. And I want you to send me your promos." We've never had to do that before, right? It was always like, I reach out to Dan Stone, I write a promo, Dan makes it, and we put it on the radio, and we do pretty well with these national contests. And so we had to share it with others. So I knew my contemporaries would be listening. So I wanted to lean into what Real Radio can do that this Safe for Little Ears type stations cannot do.
Oh, yeah.
And that's be edgy and stuff. And so that's why we have promos running now that talk about winning $1,000 and maybe buying weed or the fact that we're bribing you to listen.
Right.
And so the comment came back, while most other stations can't be this snarky.
Yeah. We can do it. We've got the pass.
We can do it. But the formula for the promo was what they were pointing out.
Sure, yeah.
I got props for it.
Very nice. And you deserve it because I do believe the pick your phone up thing has been absolutely vital to a lot of people who have taken that money home, because you'll see that number, maybe you're in a situation where you simply don't pick up. Like I'm that guy. I do not pick up numbers I do not recognize. But I will tell you, if I was playing this game out there like you guys are, I would forego that mentality.
No, here's the deal. I became a not pick up that phone number guy over the past month.
Yeah, because Jim and I badgered you.
Yeah, well,
also the election stuff.
Election and the frequency of these
Ridiculous.
calls just started amping up. Tallahassee, Washington, D.C., that's what you guys should be working on.
Right, yeah.
You get these calls to stop. That's what I want.
Sure thing.
However, today out of the, one came up, and I'm like, let me just answer this one. And sure enough, it was my doctor's office.
That's great.
And then they wanted personal information, and then I had to put them on I had to quiz them. I'm like, wait,
who are you
with?
Yeah. Who are you with?
But before I give you called me, so for me to give you personal information, I need you to prove it. They're like, yeah, you requested this call, sir. I'm like, oh,
what's my BMI?
Yeah, you're right. I did.
Yeah.
I did request it.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 770-31 what?
But what I found out with that medical call, did you get your annual physical?
I have not gotten it yet, no.
Oh, and Deb, we know, doesn't believe in them.
Well, no, that's not true. I did have my annual
did.
physical already because I've gotten I had all the doctor's appointments after that. Yes, I have.
I mentioned, I'm like, oh, there's one thing, I'm concerned about. He asked me a couple questions, checked it out, maybe 5 minutes total. They give you they charged me an extra $91.
No, they didn't.
It was your annual physical is free, blood work is free. $91 charge because I asked the question about
$90.
Yeah. Because
guess what I have? $91 more.
Yeah, because it wasn't part. Guess what I don't have? Cancer.
Well, I don't know if I do either.
Yeah, there you go.
But it was part of. It wasn't part of the typical wellness check.
Sure, yeah.
So since it was something additional, they get to charge you for that.
Well, remember I told you that when I went to the dermatologist, and we started talking about my friend.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my little friend.
Mr. Peanut. Can't forget Mr. Peanut.
My little friend that hangs out down in that area.
They're Mr. Skin Tag.
They're like, yeah, that's not included here. That'll be an extra charge. Here's what it is type thing. And they're like, they just tell you in real time. I will tell you the one thing that has become a bit insensitive with doctors' offices that I've recognized lately is they are not interested in giving you any services until you pay up front. I mean, I've had 3 instances now where there's like, okay, Mr. Colbert, how do you plan on paying for that? Like paying up front. There's no, I mean, it wouldn't matter. Like I'm telling you, when my tooth thing was, I was in, I mean, you could see I was
in excruciating pain
with this tooth issue, and they did not care. They were like, I'm sorry, how do you plan on paying for this before we let you back here and relieve you of this life-altering pain you're dealing with right now, Mr. Colbert?
Nice Hippocratic oath you got there.
Well, I'm sure it's, because they would have.
Well, it gets stiffed all the time. That's why.
Yeah. So they just got to avoid that.
Yeah.
You throw your wallet at them.
It's just kind of wild how
his oldest daughter.
It's just how it just seems insensitive. Like they got you in your worst possible scenario. I'm like, I'm bleeding from my face.
It's kind of like being upsold on stuff when you go. Sometimes we've heard that about the dentist.
Oh,
like,
I hate that.
You go to the dentist.
I hate that.
It's like, what am I at the automotive shop here?
I think
you're offering to change my air filter too.
I think the vet is the worst.
The vet is now
vets
the worst
are the
for
worst.
being upsold.
Yeah, vets are the worst now. I mean, I'm telling you, man. Every single time that we take our dog in there, we got this new procedure, this new like laser we're using or whatever. I'm like, what are you talking about?
$550. Say, try a different food.
Yeah,
you son of a bitch.
You got me.
You
mother.
son of a bitch.
I knew I should have gone to vet school. God, they're all driving Mercedes. All right, 77031. That is how you text us for sure. Today is an odd day. It's April 14th. As I'm writing,
that's even, dude.
As I'm writing trivia today, I noticed that what a harbinger today has been in history. Jack, are you familiar with the history of April 14th?
No.
2 things happen on this day that are game changing for, just for humanity, really. Today, on this day, right around 11 o'clock at night, the Titanic hit the iceberg that eventually led to its sinking. It sank on April 15th, and then on this day in I forget the year. Kennedy was shot, or not Kennedy, but Lincoln was shot.
Okay.
By the way,
President Lincoln was shot, and then died. Died on the 15th, which will be tomorrow.
I just saw on Good Morning Orlando today on Fox 35. They were at the Titanic, the Artifacts exhibition,
and they actually have a piece of the ship that you can touch, like a part of the hull.
Oh, that's wild.
Isn't that? And not only that, but all of the artifacts, like the china, it all came from the floor of the ocean. It had to sit in a solution for like a year or more to get all of that stuff off of it before they could put it on display.
Have you guys seen the new 3D renderings?
I always wanted to go see that.
Have you seen the new renderings
Not yet, because I know that that new 3D rendering, I know offered them a whole new idea of what her last hours were like. It
is incredible. If you haven't seen it yet, it's everywhere out there. You can go find it. Basically, they sent a submersible down and they 3D scanned all of the area, the crash area, all of the Titanic. It's the most comprehensive look we've had at the ship since it went down, and it gives you a little movie of exactly what happened, exactly where the iceberg hit, exactly what happened from minute to minute. And if you're fascinated with that, like a lot of people are, it's out there. They literally just finished it recently, and I just saw it 2 or 3 days ago. Very good. We've got a bunch of stuff to talk about today. Let's see. Search Your Ace Off starts tomorrow. Tomorrow. Big thanks to our friends over at Tools Ace Hardware and our good friend Ray Trenley that we'll see today, both chipping in dough to make this thing happen. And if you're not familiar with the Search Your Ace Off contest, if you're a new listener to the Jim Colbert Show, we've done this 4 times before. Tools give us a large, big green egg with all the accessories. It's about a $1,500 package. We also threw in, Ray Trenley threw in a $2,500 package for estate planning. You can use that, a will, estate planning, whatever you want to do. Also, Corona Cigar has offered a beautiful box of their 20-acre farm cigars and a cutter lighter scenario that's going to be in there as well. It's about a $4,000 package. So here's what happened. Starting tomorrow, we're going to drop some clues. As of right now, this is hidden in the city of Orlando. I'll go ahead and blow that up. It is in Orlando. Oh, no, stop. It says it right there in the stanza. So it is in Orlando. So I can go ahead and isolate that for you. But when you start reading these clues, the idea is to decipher the poem that I give you and then go find it. A couple of people have found it very quickly. The first year was what, a couple hours?
Yeah, but we just went from like an 8-county search area down to 1 city.
I know, and I'm sorry for that, but here's the problem. The place I had it originally, after driving around it and mapping it this weekend, had no landmark areas to leave it. It was initially going to be elsewhere, but now it is in Orlando. I was just going to make that a little bit easier for you guys. The clues are tough.
Easier. Did you stop the car before you just threw it out the window?
Listen, the clues are tough. I sent Jack the poem because Jack said, hey, send me the poem and we'll put it into ChatGPT to see if ChatGPT can figure it out. ChatGPT wasn't even close. So we know that at least it's AI proof right now. So we'll start dishing out those clues tomorrow. And then, of course, we'll have the final clues on Friday. And whoever finds it, it's yours, and we're excited about it. And again, another big thanks to our friends over at Tools and Trenley, TK Law, and Ray Trenley. We love you guys. Thank you so much for that. And we'll talk more about that as we move on throughout the day. Deb, you got some news for us?
Yeah, we're going to talk about the company that operated the helicopter that crashed is shutting down. Closer to home, good news. Improvement projects along the I-4 corridor are ahead of schedule, and a Central Florida sheriff's unique way to spread the message about Florida's move over law. Oh, it's a humdinger, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to want to be here for that. Audio included.
Okay, good.
We're going to talk about that and more coming up next during JCS News.
You got it. All right. Don't forget, grand is your 3 o'clock keyword. That's GRAND. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back with Deb's news and more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Keep an eye out for an accident off to the shoulder on Florida's Turnpike southbound before State Road 429. There's an accident off to the shoulder on the Greenway southbound south of Red Bug Lake Road. Traffic's starting to pile up on I-4 through that World Drive area. There's slowdowns on I-4 westbound before State Road 434. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever.
Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off. Free UPS shipping and add code radio for an extra 5% off.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Life Imaging FLA, here on the cusp of yet another holiday. Easter is coming up, another wonderful family event where you get together with friends and family, enjoy your service, get your nice clothes on, have a nice lunch, take those photographs and remember that forever. And you want to be able to remember that forever. And you want to be able to do that for as long as possible. And with Life Imaging FLA and their free heart scan, you can, because these guys can actually give you a peek inside your body to make sure that your heart is in good shape. And when you start considering the percentages, like 1 out of every 3 people in America dies of heart disease. And out of those people, your symptoms, well, one of those first symptoms is you just drop dead. So you need to make sure that you have no hiding issues in your body. And Life Imaging FLA and that free heart scan, they can do that for you. No dyes, you don't take your clothes off. This entire process only takes a few minutes. So do what I did, what my wife did, what my in-laws did. Call Life Imaging FLA. Get that free heart scan. Remember, just a few minimum requirements. It is a $699 value. And while you're there, please ask about their cancer screening as well. Here's what you do. Simply pick up your cell phone and dial pound 250. Say that keyword free heart scan. That's it. Pound 250. Say the keyword free heart scan. They'll connect you in seconds. Then you can make that appointment and take control of your long-term health care. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
New Year's resolution is to sell your home? Get a guaranteed cash offer today at thenicklygroup.com.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here from Greenway Kia. By now you've heard about the auto tariffs, but at Greenway Kia we planned ahead. We've been stocking up on new Kias at all 3 locations. Drive home the new Kia you want tariff-free. Like new 2025 Kia Sorento SUVs for only $179 per month for 24 months with 0 security deposit. We want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Qualified applicants through KFA include $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, $49.95 at inception, plus tax title license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 5/5/25.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crushyard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit Crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
The championship is back in the Bay for the first time in 40 years.
On the new limited podcast series, Dub Dynasty, we hear from head coach Steve Kerr on how Steph Curry almost never even joined the Warriors.
In fact, I thought we had a draft day deal to end up getting him to Phoenix.
For the entire behind-the-scenes story of Golden State's incredible 10-year run, open your free iHeartRadio app, search Dub Dynasty, and listen now.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
What to do, Colbert Crew?
Do it. Oh, yeah.
You know who?
Oh, yeah.
Your favorite tea back in Melbourne. Today we raise a book. Today we raise a beer to donate a book day. It's a fantastic idea. It's a shame more books are getting banned than kids can actually read. But on the second hand, it's really hard to donate any library to Satanic Bible. Have a good show, y'all.
Used to share a locker with a girl who had a copy.
Yeah.
She had no problem.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Don't forget, your 3 o'clock keyword is GRAND, G-R-A-N-D. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Grand, guys. That's it. Go get that money.
And pick up when they call.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Don't miss it.
Welcome back. I'm Jim. Jack is right over there, and Deb has your news.
It's time for JCS News.
Wow, has this guy got to put his name on everything?
It's in my contract, dude.
Here's the news on the Jim Colbert Show.
And JCS News is brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don. The FAA says the tour company that operated the helicopter that crashed into the Hudson River last Thursday, killing 6 people, is shutting down. The news came hours after New York Senator Chuck Schumer called on the FAA to suspend the license of the company called New York Helicopter Tours.
It is usually the companies, not the pilots, that are openly manipulating FAA rules, cutting corners, and could well be putting profits over people.
Schumer is asking the FAA to conduct surprise inspections on all New York City tour helicopter companies. Meanwhile, divers are still trying to locate several parts of the helicopter that remain in the Hudson that could be key to figuring out just what went wrong. The private spaceflight company Blue Origin is making history with its first ever all-female crew for a suborbital flight. One of the passengers was pop star Katy Perry, who's nobody has heard about today, who gave the ride a 10 out of 10.
It is the highest high, and it is surrender to the unknown.
She was joined by Jeff Bezos' fiancée, Lauren Sanchez, talk show host Gayle King, among others. This launch is the 11th human flight for New Shepard, which launches from a spaceport in West Texas.
There you go.
All right, meanwhile, closer to home, take this. We had another SpaceX launch from the Cape last night.
3, 2, 1, ignition. Engines full power and liftoff. Go Falcon, go Starlink.
Yeah, it's the 43rd Falcon 9 launch this year and the 29th for Starlink in 2025. Checking the date. Yep, still only April 14th.
Yeah.
All right, the search continues for 5 people after a boat carrying 10 people capsized near St. Lucie Inlet in Martin County. The U.S. Coast Guard reports 4 people were rescued on Sunday after a Good Samaritan reported the incident. Martin County Fire Rescue reports 5 people were located, but unfortunately one of them had died. 3 people were taken to area hospitals with non-life-threatening injuries, and 1 was transported with serious injuries.
Yeah, I saw that, man.
All right, an Oviedo police officer has died following a crash in the Lake Nona area of Orlando. The city of Oviedo announced the death of Jimmy Serrano Torres III in a statement today. Police Chief Dale Coleman said Serrano Torres said the department is heartbroken and devastated by the loss of Officer Serrano Torres. The 36-year-old was killed in a single-vehicle crash on Friday. It's unclear he was off duty at the time. An investigation into the crash is underway.
Let's see what happens there.
Have to see what happens, exactly. Let's see what happens here, too. I told you, Jimmy, I know you like to make your predictions and then toot your own horn. Toot, toot.
It's not necessarily a toot your own horn thing.
Yeah, you do.
It's like making predictions.
Toot, toot.
She called you out.
Oh, God.
Oh, man,
what
she's
is it?
right.
What is it this time?
Toot. Oh, no, this is my turn.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm tooting my own horn.
Your turn to toot.
Yeah, my turn to toot. This Florida Attorney General thing with Orange Osceola State Prosecutor Monique Worrell, man, it's about to get really ugly. So Florida's Attorney General has offered, quote, a tiger team, end quote, of 6 statewide prosecutors to help with that backlog of cases that prompted the Orange Osceola State Attorney to drop prosecutions without an arrest warrant over the objections of law enforcement.
The cavalry's here. We've got a tiger team of prosecutors that we're going to be sending to help out. We hope she will take that help.
About 44 minutes ago, she held her own news conference. We'll probably be bringing you the details of that during You Heard It Here First at the end of the show. Now, James Uthmeyer describes Monique Worrell as a, quote, Soros prosecutor, end quote. He says people are losing their lives when cases don't get prosecuted. He accused Worrell of refusing to prosecute at least 90 cases in the past week alone. Now, Worrell won her job back last year after she was suspended by Governor Ron DeSantis in 2023 when he accused the Democrat of being weak on crime. And again, those threats are again being floated out about her being removed from office.
By the way, easily won her job back.
Yeah, I know.
I thought that was quite a rebuke, to be honest with you. That entire move is how quickly and how easily she won that job back.
Yep, but just wait. All right, a 12-year-old boy is recovering after being injured in the waters off Cocoa Beach. This is another one of those stories where they kind of seem to be a little weird on the details. The boy was airlifted to an Orlando hospital on Sunday afternoon. Brevard County Fire Rescue initially said the boy suffered some, quote, some kind of bite, end quote.
Oh, yeah, I saw that, yeah.
However, today they clarified that his injury was actually caused by the fin on his surfboard.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Luckily, lifeguards at the beach were able to apply a tourniquet to the 12-year-old's knee before he was airlifted to Orlando Health Arnold Palmer Hospital for Children.
You know, that's happened before. I think one of the most famous surfers on the West Coast, Hawaii, was killed by his own skeg.
You're right.
It's called a skeg. I mean, that's why he caught it, I believe, in the throat or something like that, or somewhere in it, or maybe a femoral artery, and he bled out.
I thought it was his thigh that he caught it in, but I wasn't sure. But you reminded me of that story. Yeah, he was also a stuntman.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
All right, well, some state Democrats are sounding the alarm after the freezing of about $300 million in federal FEMA funding.
Money that was meant to keep our community safe has been called wasteful, a wasteful, politicized grant program. And now these projects meant to protect life and property won't be completed.
Yeah, State House Democratic Caucus leader Fentrice Driscoll says that money was earmarked for projects to help protect the state from storms and natural disasters. So she's urging state congressional Republicans to push back. The administration is considering sending disaster response funding directly to the states rather than through FEMA. All right, got to fill up? Here's the good news. Florida gas prices are heading lower.
Oh, nice.
AAA reports the state average for a gallon of regulars, $3.09 today. That's down 9 cents from last week, 43 cents lower from this time last year.
Damn.
Analysts say the recent drop in crude oil prices now appear to be impacting prices at the pump. The Auto Club says Florida's state average could drift back down to the $3 mark later on this week.
Nice.
Shame I have to get it tonight.
Nice. Do you really? I got mine this weekend. I paid $3.
You said it was like $3.26,
yeah,
right?
but that was last week, but it wasn't far from that this week, in the like $3.18, $3.19, something like that.
Hey, when was the last time you bought a Quick Pick?
Man, I haven't bought lottery tickets in quite a while, so it's been a few months for sure.
Well, someone is walking around with a winning lottery ticket in Central Florida today.
Okay.
Local lottery officials announced a winning quick pick ticket was sold in Orange County during the Fantasy 5 draw last night. The ticket is worth over $51,000. It was bought at a 7-Eleven in Apopka.
Nice.
I'm a fan of the quick pick.
I'm a fan of the quick pick myself.
But I don't do the pick 5s or 3s or any of the other games.
No.
I either do the big ones or nothing.
Well, players are reminded to check your tickets. Still, 51,000 is 51,000, right?
I like an occasional scratcher. I'm going to be honest with you.
I know.
I like an occasional scratcher. It's not too bad. It's kind of fun.
I can honestly say though that it has been a while since you've treated us to scratcher.
Some scratchies. Maybe I'll bring some scratchies this week.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like the big ones though because that's where you win the big money. You got to play the $10 up.
Yeah,
ones.
if you don't bring me a $20 lottery ticket, then don't bother.
Okay.
Don't bother because those are the winning ones.
All right. I'll opt for the not bother then.
So bougie,
isn't it?
Yeah.
I channeled my inner Bradshaw.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, construction projects on the dreaded I-4 corridor in Central Florida is now how many months ahead of schedule do you think, gentlemen?
Ahead.
God almighty.
You heard me correct. Yeah. Ahead of schedule.
I'll go 4.
Yeah.
It's 4. Would 4 months be a story?
No.
Yeah.
8.
Right on the money.
Wow.
Yeah, good job.
Right on the money, Bradshaw.
4? I nailed it. Good job.
Jimmy pushed me there.
Nailed it. Oh, wait.
There
Special ending.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, construction projects on the dreaded I-4 corridor in Central Florida 8 months ahead of schedule thanks to the Moving Florida Forward Infrastructure Initiative. Governor Ron DeSantis in Kissimmee this morning says the much-needed congestion relief will enhance the quality of life for residents and visitors alike.
But this is just one of many things that are going to be done to improve connectivity and mobility in and around the dreaded I-4 corridor.
The projects include adding lanes, ramps, interchanges, and widening shoulders on I-4 near Walt Disney World and Champions Gate.
Please.
You know, that little used side of the I-4.
I mean, it needs LBV and that area need it so bad. Those are the worst places in Orlando to deal with traffic by far. And I would say iDrive, LBV, and not Champions Gate? Whatever that last one is.
It's in the Champions Gate.
I thought it was
It is Champions Gate, yeah.
Anything.
And then run Sunrail.
Yes.
All the way to the
down.
airport, down to the theme park.
Oh, yeah.
And then get Brightline to connect to Tampa.
Bravo.
You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
Problem
All right.
solved.
Well,
Let's
the good
go.
news is these projects are slated to be finished by the end of this year.
Yeah, let's just do that. Let me give my debit card to you.
All right.
Oh, we got the money.
And then, exactly.
This state is flush.
Visit Florida's got it. Yeah, exactly. All right. Can't have a newscast in Florida without someone saying, I'm here. In this case, a 41-year-old Auburndale woman is facing attempted murder charges after Polk County deputies say she ran over her estranged husband's new girlfriend when she drove past them on Old Dixie Highway. They're on their way walking to a Circle K in Auburndale when this woman drives by and sees it. Sheriff Grady Judd says Kristen Reese did a U-turn after seeing the two of them together and followed the victim into a driveway.
So the new girlfriend tries to run. Guess what? She runs her down, drives down a driveway and hits her, breaks her back, and then backs up and leaves.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
That is, I mean,
Yeah.
Judd says, hey, not a difficult case to investigate because Reese's soon-to-be ex-husband could not only identify the vehicle, but the driver as well.
He can because he made the last 5 payments.
Reese is now in the Polk County Jail without bond.
Wow. That's attempted murder, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Attempted first-degree murder.
Yeah,
Congratulations on throwing away your life.
Your entire life.
She turned around to do it. You're right.
Exactly.
That's first-degree murder.
She turned around to do it.
Wow,
Isn't
man.
that crazy?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, what did she think was going to happen?
Yeah.
What did she think was going to happen? I mean, literally looking at, 41 years old?
Yeah.
You get 10, 15, 20 years? I
Yeah.
mean, that's it.
My man must have known how to throw it.
Now, the good news is, while the victim did suffer 2 spinal fractures, she is expected to fully recover.
Good for her, man.
All right, and finally, one Central Florida sheriff to another. This Central Florida sheriff on the opposite coast has found a unique way to spread the message about Florida's move-over law. I think personally this should be added to Yacht Rock.
Driving down the road on US 1, there's a car on the shoulder with its hazard zone. So move it on over. Move it on over. Move it on over. Move it on over. Moving over my ride, 'cause I'm driving safely again.
Have you figured out who it is yet?
Is it Grady Judd?
It is
Nope.
Grady. Oh, it's not?
It is not.
Wayne Ivey?
There you go.
Oh, man.
Brevard County Sheriff Wayne
There
Ivey
you go.
provided the vocals sitting on the bed of a pickup truck while a guy in a cow costume was behind him playing the fiddle.
We live in a triangle.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We live in a triangle of sheriffs.
Yes, we do. Can you name all three?
That want to be showmen. Between
Mike
Chitwood up in Volusia,
Wayne Ivey and Brevard,
and then
Grady
Grady
on
Judd.
the
Grady
West Coast.
Judd and Polk County. You're
Yeah.
right. It's our own little Bermuda Triangle of law enforcement sheriffs.
And meanwhile, we have Sheriff Dennis Lima just doing his job.
He's like,
Sheriff Mina doing his job.
don't
Guys
put
just-
me on a pickup truck with a cow costume.
Guys just working out, staying swift. Saying, these guys over there like making cow videos on pickup truck. Yeah, that's AI, right? Or can he move it like that? Can Wayne sing like that? Because I mean, it's perfectly in tune.
I mean, we're gonna have to find the video of him.
That's
but
gotta
yeah,
be. That's probably AI, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
no,
I
it
would
wasn't.
think it's him singing.
It is him
but
singing.
I'm saying it's his voice. There's no question it's his voice. But I mean, much like with my voice or any other voice, you can make AI do whatever you want. I mean, if he's singing, that's dead on tune. I mean, the guys. I mean, that would be pretty impressive.
Should we call over and talk to the PIO?
It's been a while since we had a Jimmy Sing moment.
Oh, it is.
No,
It has been.
grown so
Move
much.
it on over. Come on, Jimmy.
Move it on over.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, for those who do not know, the latest version of the move over law here in Florida mandates drivers move over a lane for any vehicle with their hazard lights on the side of the road or slow down to 20 miles per hour below the limit if moving over isn't possible. Now, you remember, it no longer only in effect for police and emergency vehicles. Now they're saying if it's a broken down car, if it's one of the road rangers that are out there helping someone with a flat tire, move over and give them the space, because there was a close call this weekend in Volusia County with a driver almost hitting a trooper.
Yeah.
And the tow truck driver and the trooper were able to scramble out of the way just before the SUV would have hit them.
I'm very cognizant of that because the last thing you want is them coming after you for that.
Oh, my
I mean,
God,
you think about it, if you're speeding or one of the, I mean, that's you breaking the law, but I mean, theoretically, you could think, well, not by moving over, you're, kind of putting my life in jeopardy as an officer. I would not want that dude to leave the scene to come after me.
No.
You should not die for having a change of spare tire.
No, yeah, you should not have to do
Exactly.
that. Or just give somebody a ticket or whatever.
Whatever. You're just doing your job. Other people should help out. And that concludes your JCS News.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Got a few minutes left for the word grand, G-R-A-N-D. That is your 3 o'clock keyword. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Remember, guys, if you're playing the game, you got to pick up your phone, even if you do not recognize that number, because that's how they tell you you've won.
Pick it up.
Grand is the word. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
This weekend, Real Radio 104.1 smells like the 90s. Classic alternative this weekend on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey, Central Florida, I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for today, we are going to be expecting plenty of sunshine along with warmer temperatures, especially compared to this past weekend, with a high of around 87 degrees today in Orlando. We'll stay warm tomorrow, highs in the mid-80s. A cold front does arrive late tomorrow and into early Wednesday, helping to bring temperatures back down to the low 80s. No rain in sight, though, all the way through Easter weekend. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Yeah, if you don't have solar on your roof, what are you waiting for? Go to solarsource.com. Now is the time. Take advantage of the sun. Produce some electricity. Lower your electric bills. My bill this past month, under $45, and I am thrilled because I had solar. As a matter of fact, I got solar back in 2013. Now, here's the deal. Solar Source has been doing this longer than anyone in our community since 1984. Matter of fact, they've had the same phone number since 1984. Over 60,000 installations. They've worked with NASA, Disney, Legoland, and they can work with you as well. But let's say you went to a different company to get your solar and you need servicing or something needs to be done. You could have Solar Source maintain it. That's how I use Solar Source. Go to solarsource.com, and when you talk to them, tell them Jack from Real Radio sent you.
This is an ad for Roundup for Lawns. It kills weeds down to the root without harming your lawn. It works on crabgrass, dandelions, clover. It works on weeds with names you can't even pronounce. It's Roundup for Lawns. When used as directed, always read and follow pesticide label directions.
Sunnyside drains.
Water is backing up from my drains, and there's a nasty smell coming from them. Wait, how are you smelling it too?
You should call someone about that.
I should have called Frank Gay. I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your drains are backed up, you need a highly skilled technician who's not afraid to get a little dirty. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Let's make it easy breezy. RC Hill here. I'm making car buying easy again. You could drive a nice new car for just $3 down. Cause this month it's a breeze to get keys. So if your old ride blows, I'll pay you way over appraised value regardless of miles or condition. Plus save up to $10,000 on a new Mitsubishi with a lifetime warranty. You could even drive the redesigned 2025 Outlander top safety pick and Yamaha stereo system. Or the new Mirage, voted best priced new car in America starting at only $15,900. Even if you've heard no before, it could all blow over at RC Hill Mitsubishi. We work harder than anyone because we care. At RC Hill, we're all about affordability, so you could drive for just $3 down. Plus, I've got over 200 certified used cars, SUVs, trucks, and sports cars, and rates as low as 0%. But hurry, these pre-tariff prices won't last long. I'm RC Hill, 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala. See all my rides at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit and $3 down. Require bank approval. Trade value up to 120% of KBP. Offer ends April 30, 2025.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine. I'm Ellie Anajar. Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies. Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
Get ready for an action-packed tournament weekend at Daytona Beach and Orange City Poker. First, dive into the Super 40s at Orange City Racing and Card Club. A $300 buy-in, $40,000 guaranteed prize pool, kicking off Saturday, April 19th. Then, head over to Daytona Beach Poker Sunday, April 20th for the $230 buy-in, $25,000 guaranteed GAPT Classic. Whether you're a poker pro or a rising star, this is your weekend to win big. Don't miss the action.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
All about the presets.
That is the best new feature. It's like a car radio right on the app. There's a list of what's trending. There's all the podcasts. I love it.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio.
Listen up, Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. So let's do it again and get vaccinated. We're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults under 50. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com to schedule. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about, your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are 2 very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you. Call Trajan today, 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
Radio now comes with moving pictures. The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
Hey, JC and crew. I answer my phone. Future iHeartRadio winner, what can I do for you? Let me tell you, that will confuse the veterinarian some.
Good after morning, Colbert Carew. All right, so I know the world is a more progressive place than it ever has been, but I did not see this one coming. I found out that Fairvilla has a traveling event series, and on April 18th, you can go to Bootylicious Anal 101 at Fairvilla Sexy Things in Palatka, Florida. What do you think of that one, Jimmy? Big T out.
Jimmy, you could have told us what your side gig was before Big T told us.
I think it's fun.
Back door of that trailer, huh?
That's right. We don't talk about it much up there, but we damn sure do it.
Apparently, you are going to be talking about it.
Yeah. I know they have a store up there. I didn't know. I didn't think it was a Fairvilla store. I think it's another brand, but.
Well, it's a traveling series, so maybe they rent a room or something.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Is Fairvilla doing it, or is it just stopping at Fairvilla is what I'm saying?
Hey, I don't know. That Big T's advertisement.
Yeah. So it's a tour. They could have just been stopping at Fairvilla, and that would just be another stop, you know. But I know they've had an adult store for a while. Man, do they hate it. They hate the fact that there's an adult store in town, or at least they say they do.
Oh, in Palatka?
Yeah,
right,
they say
exactly.
They do. Yeah, it's just weird. I see people parking at the auto parts store a couple blocks away.
Yeah.
And there's this weird path through the...
Getting their steps in.
Sure, yeah.
Exactly.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Again, your 3 o'clock keyword is grand. You do have a few minutes to get over and try to win that money. GRAND. Go to realradio.fm and send that out for your chance at $1,000.
They're still God-fearing Christians, Jimmy. You just didn't know it was them when you saw them there.
Right, maybe that's the
Wasn't
case.
me.
I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
And Jack is here as well. Did you guys pay any attention to this Blue Origin flight thing with all the ladies on board?
No.
Didn't play? Nothing? Didn't register with you at all?
No.
I do find it interesting, though. I mean, it's kind of weird that they consider it like a space flight. There is space. You know, the entire thing is only a few minutes.
Exactly.
I mean, It seems like a lot of pomp and circumstance for as little time as you do spend in space. I think they're up there for a total of like 8 or 9 or 10 or 11 minutes or something.
I think it's like 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
To be that rich to have all those problems.
And they experience weightlessness for a pretty good portion of it. I think within 3 minutes, it reaches that part of the atmosphere where you're weightless, and then you can unstrap, I think, after like 6 minutes, and then have 3 or 4 or 5 minutes or whatever it is of weightlessness. And then you kind of float around there, and the capsule's actually kind of cool. Have you seen it?
Yes.
It's got it's like a windows. You sit where you can kind of check it out. 2,000 miles an hour is how fast they go as they leave the atmosphere.
My Hyundai can do that.
So 0 to 2,000 in just a few seconds. That's got to be a rush. And I don't know, man. And then they kind of came back, and it was no big deal. So Gail King?
Yep.
Katy Perry.
Yep.
Lauren Sanchez, who was Jeff Bezos' fiance.
Mm-hmm.
There were 2 astronauts on board, right?
There were 2 scientists, I believe.
Yeah, 2 scientists. One of them,
the ones that weren't mentioned?
Right, exactly. Right. They never. Oh, then there was a film producer on board as well.
Yeah, that's been the talk all day. Are they astronauts? Should you be considered astronaut if you stick your head into space and come back.
No, you should not. You should not. You're not an astronaut. I think an astronaut
You're a
has
passenger.
has to orbit, right? I mean, I think if you're an astronaut, you have to orbit. And you have to be in space for an extended period of time to be considered an astronaut. I mean, also astronauts would also convey that you're a scientist of some sort, and you're not just going up there looky-loo. You're going up there to achieve something, right? I mean, no astronaut goes into space just because it's fun. You're going up there to achieve something, right?
So is a space tourist an astronaut?
Yeah, it's more of a tourist, because I mean, this is no Sonny Williams and Butch Wilmore type flight. You go up for 8 days and you come back 11 months later.
Yeah, they're not trying to figure out how rats react to vapes or anything like that. I mean, they're just going up there to peek around and look at the funny.
I think you could be an astronaut without going to space if you do the training. They had 2 days of training?
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
You think so? You think you could be considered an astronaut if you don't leave Earth?
You're an astronaut training.
Exactly. You'd be in the astronaut corps.
Yeah.
You may not be chosen for a mission or for a flight, but you've still gone through the astronaut training. Because that's the class that
look
they...
at Jim's face. He needs
I don't know
he
about
needs
that.
a way to separate the classes.
I don't know about that.
I'm better than you.
Well, that's according to NASA.
I think you probably have to go into... I think most people who are astronauts would probably think you have to be in orbit or in space to be considered an astronaut. I mean, if you go through the training... Look,
Take that, NASA.
Here's the thing. I can go through baseball training, but unless I play in the majors, I'm not a Major League Baseball player. I mean, it's... you could be a professional baseball player... Right? I mean, I can play it at the AA, single A level.
I'm not arguing with you.
No,
I'm just
saying,
telling you how NASA does it.
I'm thinking out loud. I'm just saying, look, if I play professional baseball, it doesn't mean I'm a major league player, but it does mean I'm a pro ball player. I don't think they're astronauts. And I don't think that I think you have to be in orbit to be an astronaut.
Yeah, we got that.
I don't think you can looky-loo and just go, okay, I did it. And then type that on your resume. I don't think you can do that. But it looks like it could have been fun. I mean, would you guys do it?
No.
Yes.
You wouldn't? I thought you would do it.
I'm a yes.
Why wouldn't you?
Not
Just
interested.
not interested in doing that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. Even if I was not motion sick and I didn't think I could, my body could tolerate it, I still probably wouldn't do it. I think that's a pretty big roll of the dice. I mean, Katy Perry had her daughter and Orlando Bloom was there watching. Bezos was there watching. I mean, I guess Oprah was there watching. So, I mean, look, you put a lot of faith in the technology, that's for sure.
Oh, Katy Perry came out and kissed the dirt.
Oh, yeah. She took a daisy up with her. Did you hear her statements? They were kind of weird.
Yeah.
She goes, I'm so proud of myself.
I'm a little over her.
I'm so proud of myself for paying $150,000 and riding a rocket. You're proud?
I think a lot of people are over her.
Yeah. Well, I don't think, does she have much of a career anymore?
Well, she was on the
American Idol.
American Idol.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah,
she was a judge on that, left that.
Yeah, that was a big deal for her, too. She was there for a bit.
Yeah,
that was a big get for them too, because I think when they got her to sign, she was still pretty hot.
Yeah,
at that time, and she doesn't look. It's weird when people age, especially if you've seen them from when they were very young. And I think Katy Perry broke into the music business in her mid-20s.
Yeah,
she looked so different than she did back then. It was 8, 10, 12 years ago or whatever when she broke in. She just looks way different. Yeah. She's way thinner. Her face is. Because she's so thin now, or her face has lines that it was hard to kind of recognize her a little bit.
Wow.
And then Lauren Sanchez, you could pick her out a mile away.
What, from the fake lips and boobs?
Yeah, from all the work.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what the mission was for, to see how plastic surgery operated in space. Maybe that's
getting
what it
ready
was.
for their their Venice wedding.
Yeah, for sure. All right, 407-916-1041. Again, you can always text our show at 77031. Well, here's the thing. $150K, it's no big deal to anybody on that place.
No.
I mean, especially if one of the dudes or one of the people owns the thing you're riding in.
Right, exactly.
Do you think they were all sitting in there and they just looked at Lauren Sanchez and said, this MFer better work? or it's on you.
So
it's your boyfriend.
Gail had to pay too.
They all had to pay, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't know.
I heard that Gail looked the most nervous, apparently, before getting into the capsule.
Did William Shatner have to pay?
It was a $150,000 deposit. That's what the deposit was. I don't know what the total ride was. I know the first guy who rode this thing paid like millions, didn't he?
Yeah, but I thought sometimes the celebrities might be getting a pass because he's getting a lot more coverage for it.
Like promo on it?
Yeah, that's why Gail King does it. They have Gail King do it, and then, CBS News will talk about it for, forever. Gail King goes to space.
They could have made a deal. I heard the first story I read about it, it said that everybody had to pay a $150,000 deposit. And then I didn't see the finished price. But then I saw the first dude who rode this was some Asian businessman And I mean, they had him paying millions.
Yeah, nobody's got to pay big.
Millions to get in there. I would think celebrities probably get a better hit simply because of the promo. I would guess that for sure. All right, 407-916-1041. We'll be back in 1 second, and I'm going to tell you about this incredible deal going on. Well, actually, it's not an incredible deal at all.
Is it, Colbert?
It's a bit of a mystery, actually. I'll tell you what that is next.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Emergency crews are clearing up an accident on the Greenway northbound at Aloma Avenue. The right lane's being affected there. There's a crash where Kirkman Road meets Vineland Road. Traffic's starting to pile up on I-4 westbound through that World Drive area. There's a slowdown southbound on the Turnpike before Osceola Parkway. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news. We offer HELOCs and home equity lines of credit with scores as low as 640. Find out if you're qualified today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Thinking about selling your home? Well, hold on to your packing tape. The Nickley Group can sell houses faster than you can find that one missing sock. Get a guaranteed cash offer on your home from the Nickley Group today. Visit thenickley.com.
Joe Rossi from Greenway Kia here. Tariffs are hitting the auto industry hard, but we're ready. We loaded up on brand new Kias across all 3 locations. Right now, they're in stock and tariff-free, with interest rates as low as 0% for 72 months. Plus, take $3,000 off any new 2025 Kia Sportage. We want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Stock number SG292557. MSRP $30,840. Qualified applicants to the KFA. 0 down. $13.88 per thousand borrowed for 72 months at 0% APR financing. Plus tax, title, license, $8.99 dealer, and $249.50 doc fee. Expires 5/5/25.
Show off your new smile with Solid Bite. The dentists at Solid Bite use the latest techniques and technology to give you the smile you've always dreamed of. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now for an exclusive radio offer at 321-259-8000. Solid Bite. Life-changing dentistry.
At Florida Prepaid, we're here for all the grinders, the go-getters, the gifted, the talented, the unique, the spirited. We're here for the well-to-do, the just getting started, the budgeters, the big spenders, and everyone in between. Because we believe that every child deserves higher education, and our goal is to help families save for it by making it simpler and more affordable than ever before. So every child has the opportunity to shine. Plans start at just $29 a month. Open enrollment ends April 30th.
Divorce can feel like a minefield. One wrong step, and your finances, your family, and your future could suffer. Before making a big decision, talk to the attorneys at TK Law. We can help you navigate the legal process, protecting what matters most. With better representation, you get better results. Call TK Law today and take the first step toward a smarter, more secure future. Visit onefirmforlife.com. Offices in Altamont Springs. That's onefirmforlife.com.
Eustace Roofing, with over 65 years of experience in Central Florida, provides a VIP experience with an on-site crew lead, project manager, and expert team for every home. No wonder they won National Roofing Company of the Year. Visit eustaceroofing.com to schedule your free estimate.
Listen up, Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. So let's do it again and get vaccinated. We're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults under 50. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit vaxassist.com to schedule. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crushyard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise. pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit Crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Total Wireless is made to totally keep up with you. We have unlimited data that never slows you down, covered by the Verizon 5G network, and all for less than $30 a month when you get 4 lines. And the best part, we give you a free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G when you switch to the 5G Unlimited or 5G Plus Unlimited plan. Visit your local Total Wireless store today. Total Wireless, we're totally with you. Actual speeds may vary by location. For data management practices, see TotalWireless.com.
Injured? Hire America's largest injury firm, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart Radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. C-H-E-C-K. Check. That's check. Enter it now on our website at realradio.fm. Good luck.
Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power.
And we're back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Fight the power. We got to fight the powers that be.
Hi, this is Evil Eye, and I just want to say that I've been listening to Real Radio for over 30 years. So long that I can't get the headphones out of my ears. I think they grew over, and they're just part of my head anymore. But keep listening to Real Radio 104.1, WTKS, Orlando, Melbourne, and then everywhere else on iHeartMedia.
Over here in Flagler County, when the sheriff's office makes a drug bust, they plant a nice yard sign that says, "This drug house is now closed," courtesy of the Flagler County Sheriff. I wonder if it'd be okay if tomorrow I put up a sign that says, "Now open under new management."
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Check, C-H-E-C-K. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at that $1,000, guys. Check is your new keyword for the 4 o'clock hour. Again, make sure that if you're playing the game, you keep your phone on, keep it near you, and answer it when it calls, even if you do not recognize the number, even if it says no caller ID. You have to pick it up because that's how they tell you you've won, and they're sneaky like that.
But you only have to wait an hour. That's the
right.
beautiful thing. 1 hour, and you will know.
Absolutely. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well. Yeah. When I teased this story, I had to say, a guy said, texted in and said, "I'm a lifelong Flagler resident. I don't know anything about this story that Jimmy is about to tease," but it did make news across the way. It's another one of these great mysteries up in Flagler County, and it's actually, I just read the update, and I think it even it just got worse. Did you guys hear that a shrimp boat washed up on the shores of Flagler Beach, right?
Yes.
Did you see that? Nobody on board.
What?
Nobody on board. There was nobody on board. And the even crazier part, and we're trying to figure this out because I have no idea how this happened, the Coast Guard said in the context of the story that the crew was accounted for. But the boat washed up with nobody on it. So did it wash up with nobody on it, and then the guys jumped off and then did what they were going to do? Maybe they lost power and it just kind of drifted in. It doesn't say anything about a help, because usually when you lose power and you're at sea, and you guys out there can help me. I don't do much boat stuff, especially when it goes out in the ocean. My buddy Code Black has a boat. They go out all the time to go fishing, but we've never spoken about this. If you lose power, you send out an SOS call, right?
That's what I would assume you would do.
Right. I mean, that's the whole idea of SOS, save our ship, right? You send out that call to let everybody know that, hey, you're having issues. You've lost power. You've lost whatever. You have no way to navigate. You don't know where you are. You're in a bad situation. But none of that happened, especially with a professional boat.
Wonder if they were taking on water and that's why they abandoned ship.
Yeah, I don't know, but the boat floated up to the shore. That's what I'm saying. When you see the photograph, it looks like somebody just kind of picked it up and sat it there.
Jim, as the only captain.
Very nice.
Oh, there we go, Captain Jack.
I should have just deferred to you.
It's a dereliction of duty for the captain of this vessel to abandon ship.
Vesicle.
On the vesicle.
Don't abandon my testicle.
Show title.
But I'm telling you, man, that's crazy though, right? Because I thought the whole idea is like, especially if you're the captain of a boat like that there's a certain maritime law that you are supposed to kind of stay with that thing as long as possible. Now, I don't know, do shrimp boats carry lifeboats, like those inflatable lifeboats or something? Yeah, I don't know that either. That's what I'm saying.
It's been a hot minute since I've been out shrimping, Jimmy.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But what I'm saying is, like, it is a commercial boat. You would assume that it would have some type of life vessel, some type of inflatable in case something happened that you would be able to kind of pop in it. And I don't think shrimp boats go that far offshore either. I'm not 100 on that either. But.
Now, what's interesting is they said they had the crew accounted for. Did they say the captain and the crew?
It just said the crew was accounted for. The U.S. Coast Guard says. The U.S. Coast Guard was contacted, and they revealed that the crew was accounted for. The scene was turned over to local law enforcement, and they still await the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission's guess as well. It says they attempted to make vocal contact with the crew of the shrimp boat with no response. A search of the vessel was conducted, no findings of anybody on board. And then they confirmed that the crew was accounted for, but they were not on the vessel while it was on shore. My best guess is it came ashore in the middle of the night. Those guys just jumped off and then, kind of took off and then maybe.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah. I don't know, though. I mean, because
it would have made news if they had rescued them out at sea.
Yeah, for sure.
So it sounds like that's just what happened. They landed in Flagler. Maybe there was still a restaurant or something open.
Yeah, it says that it probably
decided to get a cold beer.
And here's the crazy thing. So somebody called the cops at 6 o'clock in the afternoon to tell them that the boat had washed ashore. So, I mean, this thing washed ashore in the middle of the day. I mean, I said middle of the day. I mean, it washed ashore in daylight.
And nobody saw anybody jumping off the boat.
Yeah, that's my point. My point would be, like, you could see if it washed, let's say it washed ashore in the middle of the night. The crew took off and you just made arrangements because if it's a shrimping boat, that's probably a local boat.
Right.
Or local enough. Maybe from St. Augustine, maybe up to Jacksonville, maybe. I can't think it would be much farther than that. I don't think those boats are built for staying out there and, going to, I don't, because you can see them out there when you're surfing. We should be able to see the shrimp boats out there all the time.
And by the way, a lot of texters weighing in that SOS actually means save our souls.
Oh, does it really? I thought it meant save our ship.
That's what I thought, but I don't know. Maybe it does mean save our ship.
Yeah, I thought it was save our ship, but I'm wrong all the time. Save our souls sounds better to me. But you don't do that for any other vessel, though, do you?
No, like if you're on the beach.
You send an SOS when you're in a plane that's in trouble?
On the beach, what do? You get a stick and you make a giant SOS in the sand.
Right. That's save our soul, yeah, 100% right. Yeah, I think this is kind
of... Or maybe send our ship.
No, it's got to be
on the beach.
I always remember it being save our ship, but I guess it means save our souls. That makes perfect sense.
You don't know.
It is kind of weird, though, man. Could there be a drug issue here, maybe? Maybe the boat's a front for drug smuggling.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking that or pirates.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is again, I don't believe they go out that far to. And really, I don't think we have a pirate issue around the coast of Florida. I mean, we have the Coast Guard here. If you pirated around here, you'd be pretty ballsy. They would cannon your face off. They wouldn't even think twice about it. They'd probably be super happy to shoot at you. But they don't get to do it very often.
If the crew was missing, then I think foul play would be suspected and maybe drugs.
But it is weird that they can account for them. The boat sits there and there's no other information.
Yeah.
Like I just got the update. It was updated an hour ago.
Yeah.
I saw the story this morning at like 9 in the morning.
Yeah, we know the crew. They're at their bar.
Yeah, they're hammered up there
Down
at
the block.
Salty Joe's.
Yeah.
Well, somebody texted that a lot of them apparently meth heads.
Oh, really? On shrimp boats?
I mean, I don't know.
Well, that's hard work. I mean, it does pay well. So people... And we've learned from the crab fishing industry.
That's one texter castigating all shrimpers.
Yeah,
so.
That's fine.
Sorry,
hey, we know that Forrest Gump was a good man.
He was a good man. But that's exactly what the boat looks like, too. Have you seen
it? Does.
You saw it, right? It looks exactly like Forrest Gump.
I expected to see the name Jenny.
Jenny. Yeah. I just find that very odd. The thing washes up in the broad-ass daylight. There's nobody on it. Then the U.S. Coast Guard says, oh, we got them. We know where they are. But they don't give any other information about it.
No other details.
That's kind of nuts. I would love to keep you guys keep updating us if you're up there listening, because we make it up to St. Augustine. I don't know if it's Flagler. It's a little north of that, I think.
Yeah, that St. Johns County is St. Augustine.
Yeah. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031, yes?
Another boat they have to worry about getting off the beach.
Exactly. Well, I mean, the thing is I think you may be able to drag that one back out, right? I don't know, though, man. When you go over those beaches, I can't remember Flagler specifically, but I know when you go to Crescent Beach or even New Smyrna, I mean, you can walk out there pretty darn far before I don't know what kind of draft that thing takes. I'm guessing it's probably 1.5 feet or 2 feet of water it needs because it's heavy.
Right.
It's got all the equipment, all the trawling equipment. And, of course, when you have a full load of shrimp on there, I'm guessing it even gets heavier.
Okay, one texter says, what if it was stolen off the dock?
Ooh.
So they found the crew, but
They found a crew, though.
They weren't on the boat.
No, they weren't.
Because it was stolen.
Man, to
Or
steal a shrimp boat, though.
Another texter says, what if it was illegals on the boat, working the boat? So when they had to, amscray.
Wow. Those are both legit. But, I mean, the crew has, the Coast Guard has the crew. They're accounted for.
Yeah.
So wouldn't they say that, though? I mean, or would they not say that because there's an investigation? Would they not give any other information other than to confirm?
There you go. Maybe that's it.
Other than to confirm that the crew was accounted for, and we're just going to continue investigating because we don't know what's going on yet. So they're probably questioning them. I'm guessing we're probably going to know a lot more tomorrow.
We're going to certainly keep an eye on it.
That's a crazy story, though, man.
The mystery ship.
It is nuts because the boat's in good shape. I mean, it floated up there.
It wasn't until it landed on a beach.
I think it's still in probably pretty good shape. They could probably, I don't know, man.
That would have to, no boat gets beached without needing repair after
Oh, yeah,
that,
no, it's
right?
going to need repair, yeah. Because, the prop is underneath. I mean, it's, that's not like an outboard. That prop is underneath. It's probably going to need some repair for sure. But, I mean, just to have a boat like that, because I think those things are pretty damn expensive, guys. I think when you buy one of these trawlers, I think when you buy them used, they're in that $600,000, $800,000 range.
Oh, I'm sure.
They're expensive AF. And that's such a massive industry up there in that part of Florida, too, because we used to go up there and get fresh shrimp. I had a buddy that owned a fruit stand up there, and we would go to his place and get fresh shrimp all the time. Or, like a, just a little vegetable stand where they also did that,
Off the back of his pickup truck?
No, I mean, this was a legit place. You'd go in there, and there'd be coolers full of them, different sizes and stuff, and they were damn good. I mean, they've literally been out of the ocean for hours, and you could go buy them.
Well, now you can get a shrimp boat to go with them.
Yeah, that's all you need, right? Just a boat to go do it yourself? All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Don't forget, guys, check is your 4 o'clock keyword. That's CHECK. Slide over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Back in a sec with our buddy Brandon Kravitz. We're going to talk sports next here on The Jim Colbert Show.
Something on your mind? Text us at 77031. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
There's a disabled vehicle where John Young Parkway meets Colonial Drive, a crash on the Greenway northbound at Aloma Avenue. There's an accident reported on Mercy Drive between Winter Garden Road and Colonial Drive. Watch out for an accident on Kirkman Road at Vineland Road. Traffic's starting to slow down on all the major roadways this afternoon, so travel with caution. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at Eustis Roofing. Let me tell you something, man. This little roofing company up there in Eustis, Florida does not play around. These guys have been doing it since 1959, protecting Florida homes for over 65 years, and they can do the same for you. They offer no interest financing, and they can serve all of Central Florida. Even better, these guys are metal roofing experts, which means they actually manufacture that roof on site so it fits your home perfectly and looks absolutely awesome. In 2021, they were the National Roofing Company of the year with over 4.9 Google rating and 1,000 reviews you can't lose. They may be able to actually satisfy your insurance carrier by cleaning or rejuvenating the roof you have now, adding years to it. Get with them, man. Get that free estimate. Unbelievable. It's EustaceRoofing.com. That's EustaceRoofing.com.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Is your financial advisor offering you up to a 30% upfront bonus? Are they promising you up to 10% growth per year guaranteed for your retirement income? If not, you need a new financial advisor. I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. If you plan to retire within the next 10 years, don't wait only to find out it's too late. I've seen hard-working folks like you retire only to be required to go back to work, all because their advisor told them guarantees like these were too good to be true. They're not. That's up to $30,000 up front or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't work when you're supposed to be retired. And if any financial advisor tells you it's too good to be true, they simply don't have the options we do. Call Trajan today at 407-213-0000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crushyard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit Crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Warning, if you're thinking about surgery to fix your chronic joint pain, stop, because surgery can be risky, painful, and come with a lengthy recovery time. But there is an alternative, a groundbreaking therapy that revitalizes damaged tissue with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. QC Kinetics has successfully treated tens of thousands of patients, freeing them from pain in their knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints. Before you resort to invasive surgery, find out if you're a candidate for this advanced regenerative therapy by calling 689-314-7578. Don't let chronic pain dictate your life any longer, and don't risk surgery. Learn more about the joint pain therapy endorsed by professional athletes and available now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. To find out if you're eligible, request a free consultation from QC Kinetics. You owe it to yourself to learn more about this surgery-free alternative with no drugs and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics today, 689-314-7578. 689-314-7578.
Hi, I'm Susan, and I'm a school teacher, and my husband is a firefighter. One day, we got the worst call of our lives. Our son was in a serious accident. We heard Glenn Klausman on Real Radio and called him to help. Mr. Klausman genuinely cared about our son and fought multiple insurance companies to get us a great result. We could reach him 24/7 on his cell phone. Mr. Klausman was our guardian angel.
I'm Glenn Klausman. Contact me at klausmanlaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN law.com. Office, Winter Park.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
This is an ad for Roundup for Lawns. It kills weeds down to the root without harming your lawn. It works on crabgrass, dandelions, clover. It works on weeds with names you can't even pronounce. It's Roundup for Lawns. When used as directed, always read and follow pesticide label directions.
I'm Mark Anajar.
I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine.
If you've been hurt in a car crash, we'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve.
Call Anajar and Levine for your free consultation. 1-800-747-FREE. In Office, Orlando.
The championship is back in the Bay for the first time in 40 years.
On the new limited podcast series, Dub Dynasty, we hear from head coach Steve Kerr on how Steph Curry almost never even joined the Warriors.
In fact, I thought we had a draft day deal to end up getting him to Phoenix.
For the entire behind-the-scenes story of Golden State's incredible 10-year run, open your free iHeartRadio app, search Dub Dynasty, and listen now.
If you want your windows there in weeks. Pick up the phone and just text Reese.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to The Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that. Don't forget, your 4 o'clock keyword is check, C-H-E-C-K. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000, guys. Check will do it. That is your 4 o'clock keyword. Good luck. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
Every single Monday around 4:20, we invite this guy in to talk a little sports. He does it every day from 3 until 6 over at 96.9 The Game. Good and loud, guys, for our friend, Mr. Brandon Kravitz.
Yay! BK.
BK.
So hot.
BK. You guys are the best.
Whatever will we talk about?
Oh, my God. Today has been crazy.
Yeah.
Really? Why?
Absolutely wild.
Because you came in like, Jimmy, don't you not to.
Well, we went to break late. I don't even know if on our station we're back yet.
Okay, that's fine.
You know, we just. This is a water out of a fire hydrant kind of a day.
Yeah, it is,
in
really.
Sports Talk Radio.
Yeah, well, tell me why then. I'm interested. I mean, other than the obvious,
What, the 6 NHL teams not making it to the playoffs?
Well, look, you have, and I haven't even gotten to that yet.
Yeah, the Magic not playing their starters? Come on.
Wait. I'm sensing a lot of sarcasm around here.
No, not at all. I was just throwing it in.
This is what we do. This is how we communicate. That's why it's so dysfunctional.
This is their love language, Brandon. I don't know what else to tell you.
Gotcha.
This is wild, right.
Well, the NBA playoffs are essentially set. The Magic do have a play-in game tomorrow against the Atlanta Hawks. So we have that whole whole board to look at.
Is that good for us? Do we match up well with them? I know we
do.
Yeah, we do good. All right.
Yep. We've won the last couple of games against Atlanta. Their defense is in shambles. One of their best players got hurt a couple of months ago. He's out for the year.
Okay.
So the Magic do match up well with them. The Magic have the home court advantage. That'll take place tomorrow, and this is fun. Since the play-in tournament is only a couple of years old in the NBA, you have the 7 seed and the 8 seed play each other. The winner of that game immediately advances into the playoffs and plays the 2 seed.
Right on.
That'll be the Boston Celtics.
Okay.
So that's the prize.
Happy birthday.
For tomorrow. If you win, either Atlanta or Orlando, guaranteed, will be the 7 seed and take on the Boston Celtics in round 1.
So this is a loser leave town match?
Not exactly.
Okay, good.
Okay, this is where the play-in gets a little bit confusing, but it is a lot of fun. You have the 7-8 that play each other. The winner advances. The loser of the 7-8 hangs around for a minute and plays the winner of the 9-10 matchup, which is the Bulls and the Miami Heat. The loser of the 9-10 is out.
They're
you
done.
Can't be a 9-10 and lose. You're done.
Got it.
That's a one and done.
Got it.
The loser of the 7-8 will play the winner of the 9-10. Then the team that wins that game will play the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Very nice.
Answer me this. Is there any team in the NBA that doesn't have a shot at the playoffs?
Is there any team? Well, the Evelyn,
San Antonio.
You got like 8 teams.
You got 10 teams now vying for
So there's 30 teams in the NBA, and 20 of them have some chance of winning a championship.
But only one, really.
I don't know about all that. I
You don't think the Celtics are a shoo-in for a repeat?
No way. I do not.
No, huh?
I don't think they're a shoo-in at all.
Get him.
Really?
I think OKC is a very real threat. And I think the Cleveland Cavaliers are as well. The OKC, to me, is the best team in the NBA right now. So I think I would have them a cut above Boston. It's tough to repeat. Last 6 years in the NBA have produced a different champion.
Right, yeah.
This is not the days of the past, unless you've got some mega super team. And Boston's close, but I think that they are fallible. They're gettable. So I think OKC is better than them. That is the likely finals matchup, Thunder versus Celtics, but the West is loaded. I mean, you've got I don't personally think that this pairing is going to go to the NBA Finals this year, but You do have LeBron and Luka on the same team.
Right,
That's
yeah.
worth something.
Right.
The LA Clippers over the last month have been the best team in the NBA.
Right, they're playing great.
The Nuggets just fired their coach, so I don't know how confident I would be in them.
Right.
But yeah, there are a lot of really good teams in the NBA. There's a lot of parity in the league right now. It's a fun time to be a fan. So that's part of the water out of the fire hydrant today is breaking all of that down. And then of course we have the Masters.
Yeah, one of the most amazing Masters I can remember ever seeing.
That was one of the top. That was a top sports moment in the last decade.
I was talking to my buddy Ross Padgett, whom you know quite well.
Yeah.
Last night during this, actually, we had myself, Fayez Kara, who is our food guy, of course, and Ross had a text group going, and we were just tripping. And afterwards,
Gee, thanks.
Ross actually called me and said,
"Welcome to my world, dude."
And said, "What do you think?" I said, "Well, I have to tell you, for me, I think this was probably a top 10 all-time sports moment for me." And that's just me saying that off the cuff. It could be top 5 sports moment for me. I mean, I have a lot of equity in the Braves baseball from the 90s. Watching that whole team come from being like a joke, in the 80s into being one of the best pitching staffs, if not the best pitching staff in the last 40 years. And then, of course, dominating with, so this thing for me yesterday, and I'm not even like a crazy big Rory fan. I'm not even that big. I mean, he's not even like one of my favorite players, but I mean, to see something like that happen when only a few people actually have a chance, there's actually only one more guy that has a chance to do it within the next, couple of years. That's Jordan Spieth. He has, I think he's a PGA Championships short of winning the Grand Slam, but just all of the drama. We were talking last night. You like to gamble.
Sure.
Everybody likes to gamble. This is the one day I wish I would have had that stupid app. I will tell you guys, I don't know what the number is, but the over, I can't imagine what the odds were of two things happening in that last round. The odds of him chipping it into the creek on number 13 had to be 1 million or maybe more to 1. I'm not kidding. It has to be that high. And then for him to miss 18 with a gap wedge from 125, the number 2 player in the world hits it in that right bunker, that's another 1 in a 100. Literally, you could set 10,000 golf balls down there, and that guy would hit the green 9,995 times.
But that wasn't even the issue. Like the bunker didn't really mess him up that much.
But that's what I'm saying.
He missed the putt.
My point is the fact that for him to miss that green and hit it in that bunker is so unbelievable that you can't even imagine. Like, dude, that's the number 2 golfer in the world. That is a flip wedge. He hits 1 billion of those in his lifetime, dude. For him to miss that green was.
I did not find it all that unbelievable because this has been the issue with Rory. This is why I did a Mount Rushmore on Friday. Always a fun little crutch in the sports talk radio world. I did the Mount Rushmore of current athletes in any sport that always leave me wanting more. And Rory was on there. As much winning as he has done, when you look at how great he is at his sport and how long he's been doing it, he leaves a lot of meat on the bone. And it's situations like this. But for whatever reason, even though I wasn't surprised by the mild meltdown, which was not a complete meltdown because he is wearing a green jacket.
Yeah.
When they went to that playoff, for some reason, I felt so confident in Rory McIlroy. And I think part of it is that he just had that look like, I will die on this course
that's right.
before I let somebody beat me
I get
again.
the feeling that he was just going to move into one of the cabins and not leave the property until it was happening.
This is the only tournament I play in from now on. And it didn't hurt that it was Justin Rose. I like Justin Rose.
Sure.
He's always there.
One of the most likable guys in professional golf. Lives out of Lake Nona, and everybody I've ever talked to that's ever encountered him said that dude is aces. Like, couldn't be better. One of the nicest dudes you could ever meet out there.
But ironically enough, the last time the Masters went to a playoff, Justin Rose was a part of it.
Yeah.
And he lost that one.
Yeah.
If that was Scotty, if that was Bryson, if that was Colin Morikawa, I would not have felt as confident in Rory that he's looking at one of the top 10 peers in the world going, oh, crap, I let the back door open. I think he knew he could take Justin Rose, and there was a quiet confidence about Rory when really he had no reason to be in that moment with how poorly things went on the back nine for him.
Did you bet?
I did. I was looking at Rory was up by 6 strokes, and he was minus 600. So that's bet 600 to win 100 if you wanted to bet it that way. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
And golf is one of those games, and that golf course is one of those places.
But he looked like he was so dialed in. He's up by 6 strokes. I'm like, I actually thought about placing that because I felt like it was a guarantee at that point that he was going to win. And the odds were at least set to the point where you could net a bit of a return. And I said, all I could think was, I forget exactly what year it was. Maybe it was like 2015. Jordan Spieth had a lead, and he hit back-to-back balls in the water.
Yeah.
I think
on
it was
12.
on 12.
Yeah, it was 12. Yeah, he wound up shooting 80 that day.
This is where having any level of historical knowledge helps you in terms of losing money. I went, let me wait. Let's see how this goes. And then the slides started to happen.
Yeah.
And the number got to minus 200, and that's when I hopped in on Rory. So I did end up winning. I mean, it wasn't a huge return, but I was able to net some income based on Rory's win.
When they were tied, when he and Justin Rose were tied at 10 under, the odds in the app were 4-1 on Rose. So if you bet 10, you win $50.
Yeah.
And that might have been part of it too. I think part of the reason why the odds were set that way in that moment is because nobody is betting Justin Rose, so they're trying to take Rose money because they have enough. They have enough liability on Rory winning this tournament. He's one of the most heavily bet golfers before anybody tees off.
It's very consistent.
He was 6-1.
I mean, even
at the start of the tournament.
Yeah, even after the first round, Rose was not the favorite. Even after he shot 65 or whatever the hell it was, and Rory collapsed and lost a 4-shot cushion there, Rose was still not the favorite. It was still Rory. Because even after the double bogey on number 8, on number 1 on the last hole or on the last round, I never even thought twice that he wasn't going to win. Matter of fact, you can go and look at my text chain of those guys. I said Rory will win today, without question. He will win. And let me just go back to that chip shot real quick, so I can give you an idea of how bad that was. If it's not the Masters, in other words, if there's not that looming presence of the Masters, I would tell you I would take a 10 handicap. Would hit that green 7 out of 10 times. A 10 handicap would do that, could pull that shot off. That's how bad that shot was at number 13. You can't fathom how bad that was. It was 20 yards right of his target. That's how bad that shot was. It was unfathomable. That's why the entire golf course came to a stop when he hit it. It was that shocking. It would be like Steph Curry airballing from the free throw line. I'm not kidding, dude. It's that severe. You have no idea. Comparison. It's a 55-yard shot. I'm telling you straight up, a 10 handicap would pull it off 5 to 7 times out of 10. That's how bad it was. And by the way, to give you an idea of how bad the shot was in the initial 18 approach, look at what he did the second time he played it. He hit it to 1.5 feet. That's what you normally do with a gap wedge when you're the number 2 player in the world. For him to block that shot 20 yards right into that bunker, again, dude, you're talking odds that are just inconceivable for a player that good.
But
let me tell you, that hook shot, that hook 7-iron, he hit around on number 15, and they're like 5 feet. That is all world right there, dude.
Well, and that's the difference. It's the difference between a weekend scratch golfer and one of the best in the world.
Can I tell you, there's 2 other guys in the entire field that could have pulled that off.
Amazing.
It was
there's the image of exactly the shot that you're talking about online.
Yeah.
Of the yellow trail that follows the ball.
When you see a dude at that level start walking toward the shot when it's still in the air, you know one thing and one thing only, that my man hit it good.
Yeah.
I will tell you the other thing, too, that I found amazing about this is, I was talking to Ross last night, go back and watch the replay if you can, right? And during the playoff, right? When he sinks the putt. Okay, from that moment, when he sinks that putt, watch that next 8 minutes of footage from the Masters. Whoever did that, whoever directs that show, deserves every Emmy that sports gets in 2025. It was like
I completely agree.
It was like a GD movie.
Yeah.
I text Ross, I'm like, this is like a film. If you were to cut this 8 minutes out and import that into a sports film about golf, you would think that everybody there was an actor. You would think that was all stage. You would think it was professional lighting. You would think the director was like one of the most revered directors ever. It was that good.
I had to go to the bathroom, and I did not get up. The shot that they had in front of him as he was walking the whole time.
Unbelievable.
That camera shot just right on him.
It
was
looked
just
fake.
Yeah.
And the shot they were using, it kind of muffled out everything in the background like your portrait does on your iPhone.
Like a rack focus.
So it's super close, but everything else is kind of fuzzy. It looked staged. Whoever did that is a genius. It may be some of the best sports footage I've ever seen in my life, dude.
And that is something that you cannot replicate in other sports.
Not in a million years.
That is what makes golf unique. That walk from the green to the clubhouse, there's nothing else like it that we watch. And for it to have meant as much as it meant to Rory, for all of us that are watching this, for whatever level of golf fan you are, if you're you have any modicum of golf fandom in you, you've been following this guy for the last 20 years. And knowing that he continues to fall short at this course and how much it meant to him, they told the story as he's walking up the fairway about his dad having just enough change to practice with X number of balls and pretend like you're hitting the last shot at the Masters, and then he goes and does exactly that.
He's known as caddy since he was 7 years old.
Did you cry?
I did not, but I came damn close. Yeah. Ross Teddy did. I got as close as you can get to having that. That's as happy as I've been for another person that isn't family in a very long time. I mean, I'm not kidding, man.
Thanks for asking. I did.
Did you really?
I
Yeah.
did.
It was unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
What an unbelievable experience.
Definitely welled up. Well, someone messaged me on Instagram and said, "I wonder how many of the men in your audience had, quote, something in their eye during that moment?"
I will tell you another thing, too, just to give you an idea of the pressure, right? So this guy's been trying to win this golf tournament for quite a while. I mean, if you come there, you're trying to win, right? I think the added pressure of it being, the last of a major, the last of a Grand Slam thing for like 11 or 14 years, or whatever, 11 years, I think he's been trying to win that tournament. When he made the putt and he dropped to his knees and, he put his head down to the green, right? Man, I don't know about you guys. Could you just literally feel like that pressure leaving his body?
Yes.
That's 11, 12 years of built up. Hey, when you going to win the Masters? I mean, one of his first statements in the press conference was, "What are we going to talk about next year?" Because him winning that and completing the Grand Slam has been the story outside of Scotty Scheffler. It's been the only story that Augusta really has had.
I mean, there's really only so many moments in your life where you have that sort of emotion, and that's where, as unrelatable as golfers can be because of the lifestyle they live, because of the wealth that the greatest golfers accumulate, that is such a relatable moment because we all, hopefully, are fortunate enough to have 1, 2, or 3 moments in your entire life where what you're talking about, watch the stomach, watch the gut. When you see the gut kind of spastically move in and out, that is real, pure, genuine happiness, relief, exuberance, all of that. It's the birth of a child. It's that one promotion you've been waiting a decade to get. You finally got the phone call.
Yeah.
It is those, whatever that moment is for you, that's what that was. And you were watching it live play out on a portrait camera on CBS. And credit to Jim Nantz for not saying a word throughout all that.
I totally caught that because they do it after home runs. Like they hit a home run, you don't say anything. You
Let
just
it breathe.
You let it breathe. You hear the crowd, and they did that for most of those 8 minutes almost. But I don't think there is a prettier sport or a prettier event on television than the Masters.
Doesn't get better than, but I agree 100%.
It's gorgeous.
That's
they
when
do paint the grass a little bit, but
that's when your expensive TV comes into play.
Yeah,
I think Nantz has a history of being a little corny with his calls, and he had one of the greatest little kind of pun lines for this. And he said he goes, "Rory finally gets his masterpiece." In other words, his Masters and the masterpiece, which completes the Grand Slam, which I thought was pretty apt and good.
Yeah.
Yeah, does a good job there.
Sobbing on the side.
Yeah.
My wife quickly went to work on Google looking up the back and forth relationship also with his wife. Apparently, they got in a divorce.
Well, they were in the process of getting a divorce just last year, and then reconciled. Yeah,
and then you see him hugging his daughter, and my wife's in tears.
That's another thing.
Such a cool moment.
That's another thing that golf offers the sports world that a lot of a lot of other sports can or don't is the immediate reaction with family and friends after the accomplishment, right? You don't get that with baseball, you don't get that with football or anything like that. You know, the wives don't come running on the field if you win the World Series. They don't do that for the Super Bowl. They may afterwards, but nothing like that. It's not framed like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the Olympics, they'll have to go to the stands, and believe me, those cameras are looking for those moments. But yeah, it's on a weekly basis.
I think that's a good way. I think that's the closest that we get to what we saw yesterday is the Olympics. But you have to wait every 4 years for that. And for a lot of those athletes, you get sucked into the moment, but you don't feel the level of attachment. And that's the cool thing about Rory or anybody that is of that ilk in any sport is that we become attached to these celebrities. We have a one-sided relationship. That's the reason why people obsess over celebrities. You feel like you know these people. You followed them through stages of their life, and to see them, especially the good ones, because we don't hear a lot about Rory being a bad individual.
No. You know, and you got to remember, this guy had the pressure of the tour on his back. I mean, they basically almost kind of nominated him to be the spokesperson for the PGA Tour against this whole live thing, dude. I mean, he's been carrying pressure like this for years.
And apparently he ignored Bryson DeChambeau all day, which, by the way, I love.
Yeah, and by the way,
that.
And Bryson's getting called out today because he's the one who mentioned it, saying that, you know, Roy didn't say a word to me all day. Well, let me tell you what. When you play with Tiger, I got bad news for you. He's going to say hi on the first tee, and then he's not even going to look at you the rest of the day. He might as well be playing by himself. You should hear stories, read stories about Tiger and playing with Tiger Woods. You'd think you've never met him.
Exactly. And that's where
get out of here with that.
I hate that anybody is taking this and twisting it into Rory being, I don't know, unfriendly or rude. Who cares?
My man is there to work.
Tiger Woods was adored for acting like that. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, we love that in athletes. Why would Rory be treated any different?
And by the way, the guy he's playing against is the guy who helped destroy the PGA Tour and turn it into this whole thing what it is now.
So it's not just a competitor in the moment. It's also somebody that is that at least attempted to ruin what you have built. I find Bryson DeChambeau so incredibly unlikable.
No, I think the exact opposite. I think he's a really good heel, and I think he's an interesting player. If I could pull one guy from Live and put him back on tour, it'd be Bryson.
Oh, he's good for TV. I don't cheer for him.
Yeah, I don't cheer.
He's a good heel. You're right. I cheer against him.
All right, you have a big event coming up soon.
We do.
And we're late.
It is a week away. We have 10 days. April 24th, the NFL Draft Round 1. We're going to be at Wing House on Orange Blossom Trail. We get pods of teams together and predict every pick as they roll in. It's so much fun, so laid back, a ton of fun hanging out with all the football fans.
I've been to one. It is a blast.
And I hope that you're able to make it out to this one. Kravitz at 969thegame.com. If you want to book a party, it could be you and 10 friends, whatever it is. We'll make sure that you've got a spot reserved over at the Wing House on April 24th.
That's Kravitz at 969thegame.com. Thanks, buddy. Always good seeing you. Good line for Brandon, guys. Yay! All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is
The Monsters in the Morning.
Take it out of your end.
Well, I'm already doing that. Everything is coming out my end.
Hey, yo.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Another warm and sunshine-filled day is on the way for Central Florida. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your forecast. And for our Monday, we begin the work week off on a warm note. Temperatures will be climbing to well above normal levels with a high of around 87 degrees. Tomorrow, we'll stay in the mid-80s before a cold front arrives late tomorrow evening and into early Wednesday morning, bringing high temperatures back down to the low 80s by Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine and dry weather through the end of the week. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Lowe's knows that with job site delivery, you can get what you need without losing valuable time. Valid on eligible in-stock orders and select zip codes for same-day delivery, subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here with my friends over at TNG. That's the Nickley Group, guys. Let me tell you, man, real estate market trends are a very local thing, and market conditions and trends vary greatly from one area to the next. Why am I telling you this? Well, here's why. Because we live in Central Florida, and your house here is going to be way different than your house in, let's say, rural Georgia. In Central Florida, homes are still selling for record prices. That's if you have the right team, and that is the Nickley Group. These guys are like SEAL Team 6 for real estate. They have so many ways to make sure you get max dollars for your home. Matter of fact, they have so many ways. They get about 6% more for your home than their competitors, and they do that in a half the time as their competitors. And their VIP program is awesome as well. Free appraisals, free home warranties, free moving trucks and supplies. They even have a love it or leave it guarantee. If you're not satisfied with your purchase within the first year, they will relist it for free. And when you consider their website is one of the best tools out there, if you're in the real estate game right now, guaranteed cash offer for your home. That means no showings or open houses, and you can close that deal in as little as 14 days. These guys are awesome. You're going to love doing business with them. It's the NickleyGroup.com. That's NICKLEY Group.com.
Right now, during the Jeep Celebration event, well-qualified current FCA lessees get a low-mileage lease on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Laredo 4x2 for $369 a month for 36 months with $3,999 due at signing. Tax, title, license extra. No security deposit required. Call 1-888-925-JEEP for details. Requires dealer contribution and lease through Stellantis Financial. Current vehicle must be registered to consumer at least 30 days prior to lease to qualify. Extra charge for miles over 30,000. Not all customers will qualify. Residency restrictions apply. Take delivery by 4/30. Jeep is a registered trademark.
Show off your new smile with Solid Bite. The dentists at Solid Bite use the latest techniques and technology to give you the smile you've always dreamed of. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now for an exclusive radio offer at 321-259-8000. Solid Bite, life-changing dentistry.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, commercial and SBA loan rates are falling too. Get a quote to refinance your business loan today at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Hey guys, not feeling like yourself? Visit Game Day Men's Health, one of the nation's largest men's health clinics, specializing in testosterone replacement therapy, ED treatments, medical weight loss, and shockwave therapy, with locations in Winter Park, Lake Mary, and downtown. They can create a customized game plan for you. Set up your free testosterone test and consultation. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Mention 104.1 and get a second service free when you buy one. Game Day Men's Health, helping men perform and feel their best.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of over 40 Greenway dealerships vying for your car when you trade it in at Greenway Kia. When dealerships compete, you win. We're offering as much as $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book for your trade. Curious what your trade's worth? Check it out now at greenwaykias.com. We want to see you in a Kia. From Greenway Kia, with 3 area locations to serve you.
All factory based dealer, negative equity refinanced. I'm Keith, founder and owner of International Diamond Center. We want to be cutting edge on the fashion world.
Keith LeClaire at IDC, talking about how IDC is now a premier destination for one-of-a-kind fashion jewelry. Earrings, pendants, bracelets, necklaces, timepieces.
Most people know that we're a diamond house, but what they don't know is that we have a tremendous amount of fashion. More than half of our store is dedicated to fashion jewelry.
Featuring the world's premier designers with unique styles in white gold, yellow gold, platinum, and an exciting new collection of gorgeous eye-catching colored stones.
Rubies, sapphires, emeralds, parivas, tourmalines, aquas, you name it, we have it. There's so many gemstones out there that people never even heard about. We are making a big move into it. Every woman needs a wardrobe of jewelry.
So if you're looking for the finest in fashion jewelry for any occasion and everyday wear, you'll find the most creative, most dazzling, most cutting-edge styles right here at IDC.
A woman can never have too much jewelry.
International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Millennium Mall, and Waterford. Online at shopidc.com.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial congenital heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or anti-phospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
You guys are not lying. That was one of the best Sundays of the Masters. I've never been so happy since Tiger Woods won in 19. I had a feeling he was going to pull it off this year. I drove up Friday, I went Saturday, and all day Sunday, and I can't tell you the feeling that it was out there. It was crazier than when I was there for Rahm winning, when I was there for Matsuyama. It was just, you could definitely tell the relief that he finally did it. I've never been so happy for another person.
Wow.
Just like you said, Jim, it was amazing.
Who is this person that can just drive up to Augusta and walk into the Masters? My God almighty. I need to know more. Good Lord. That's great, man. I wish I could just kind of pick up and haul ass up to Augusta and go to the Masters. That'd be wonderful. Holler at me, damn. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yo.
Check is your 4 o'clock keyword, but you only have about 5 minutes to get over there. We'll have a fresh one for you at the top of the hour.
Freshy.
CHECK. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000.
2 winners already. Add your name.
I know. Crazy, right? Let me see where this happened here. I think it was it's Connecticut. Did you guys ever think about like what a bad look is? Like, things that make that are a really bad look on you as a person.
Oh.
And the thing, it doesn't even have to be illegal. This one is illegal, but you can do things that are just bad looks, right? It just doesn't, it doesn't look good of you as a person.
Sure.
This one is, this is a bad look, right? Did you see the story, Deborah?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Guy in Connecticut is accused of going the wrong way on the interstate. And Jack, the reason why you went on the wrong way on the interstate is the interesting part, because we've all heard of this happening. Matter of fact, I think it just happened here in Florida last week. I forget what exactly the truck was carrying when it turned over, but this guy, Jack, is driving down the road and he sees a turned over tractor trailer.
So what are you going to do when you see a turned over tractor trailer?
That had spilled his goods.
Assist.
All out over the floor.
There you go.
This guy, listen, buddy, this guy in his big dually 4-wheel drive, it looks like, maybe not a dually, starts backing up into traffic after passing this truck on the interstate.
On the exit ramp. He's like, let me back this bad boy up.
He backed it all the way back up onto the highway, backed up to the site, and started loading in stuff out of his truck into his car.
And he's old enough to know better.
He's way old enough to know better.
Hey, careful with that.
Yeah, exactly, way old enough. He walked up to the crash scene and began picking up items that were scattered on the road. The crash stemmed from a rolled over tractor trailer. Troopers quickly found the vehicle and the driver, identified as Marcus King, 51 years old. They found several items from the rolled over tractor trailer that were in his possession. He was arrested and charged with driving the wrong way, larceny, among other crimes. Dude, that man had to post like a $10,000 bond to get out of jail for this.
What were the items?
It doesn't say. That's the thing that kills me, is it doesn't tell you what's in there.
What was the status of the driver with an overturned tractor trailer?
It doesn't even mention that either.
It was like they just left the tractor trailer, which had busted open, and just left it.
Yeah, this happened with like beer. This happened with milk on our roads recently. I think a paint truck also overturned.
Beehives.
At any point, does this person just say, hey, I thought it was fair game?
Well, I guess,
Finders keepers.
Right, exactly. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. I would think that too. Hey, this was abandoned.
Well, I
know Florida law. If you abandoned something, I can take it. I don't have to ask any questions, which is true, by the way.
Well, wouldn't you think it was abandoned? I mean, there was no police tape around there. There were no emergency vehicles, no emergency lights.
No, I would not think it was abandoned. I wouldn't think that somebody.
Sorry, I was going to apply to be the guy's attorney.
I was just helping clean up.
All right, I wouldn't want to be the guy who's like, hey, you know what? This truck's engine is warm.
Right.
There's nobody here, but it looks like somebody just abandoned this truck in the middle of the freeway.
I mean, I'm helping take some of the product out of the roadway.
Oh, yeah. I remember when I found out that if you take something to your curb and you set it out by the trash and somebody comes by and takes it, you've abandoned it.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And
That's why they've solved so many crimes by just pulling out your garbage.
we did this one time for years ago when I first met Glenn. We were doing the segment. It was called You Be the Lawyer. And one of the cases was a kid had been out riding his bicycle around. You know how kids are. They pull up in the yard, they just jump off their bike, right? I mean, you see it in commercials even, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
it's so stereotypical that it happens. Well, that's exactly what this kid did with his brand new racing bicycle.
Uh-oh.
His father had just gotten him for Christmas.
Let's guess what happens here.
He pulled up in the yard and just kind of threw it on the ground the way you normally would. And somebody came by and took it, and they took him to court. And he's like, "Look, man, that was close enough to the sidewalk on trash day, for the record, that it would be considered abandoned." And they let the other person keep the bicycle.
Oh,
they did not charge him for it because it was left out by the curb on trash day, which is considered abandoned.
Hard lesson for that young man.
Man, I knew people like, you drive by somebody's site, their curb, and they've got all their stuff sitting out on the curb, and there's maybe a nice chair or table in there. I ain't above it.
We see it every garbage day. If a neighbor leaves out a table
I ain't above
or
it.
any kind of
Anything
child
metal.
care.
Yeah.
Exactly. You'll always see certain trucks driving through the neighborhood deciding if they're going to pick it up or
Oh,
not.
yeah. We used to have a trash truck in our neighborhood, too. It'd come by.
And why
this is
not?
years ago, but they would come by, and it was some old dude, and he just come by, and it was like a little Ford Ranger. That thing was stacked up.
Yeah.
It looked like something Dr. Seuss would build. It's just stuff tied and just together. You don't ever want to be behind this guy on a motorcycle when he's going down the road. You don't, because at any moment, one of those chairs, and it's just recycling metal is all it was. Old washing machines and, old bicycles and old fridges. It didn't matter what it was.
Everyone needs a side hustle.
Yeah, for sure. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. We do have another cash keyword for you. Tax day is coming up soon, not for Florida. It would usually be tomorrow.
Right.
We had the extension until May 1st. It doesn't stop companies from giving you free stuff, though. I'm going to tell you what the tax day deals are next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a crash on Osceola Parkway east of Buena Ventura Boulevard. An accident on Mercy Drive between Old Winter Garden Road and Colonial Drive. The right lane's being affected due to an accident on the Greenway northbound approaching Aloma Avenue. And traffic slowing down due to an accident on State Road 434 north of Gateway Drive. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radios.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes them different. Their vans are fully stocked, so when you call, they're fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, they have you covered right when you need it most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door today or visit them online at PrecisionGarageDoor.com. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Yeah, we're not even going to pretend. This is a straight-up bribe. We're talking $1,000 in your hand. Use the cash to pay off that credit card you forgot about. Take a trip or buy some indica dominant hybrid known for its body-numbing effects. Because weed is legal in Florida, right? Anyway, bottom line, we want you to listen to Real Radio, and you want money. So here's the deal. 13 keywords a day. Enter them at realradio.fm, and here is the important part. Answer your phone if we call. We're shameless. You're broke. Let's do this. This national contest brought to you locally by Mills Air.
Mills Air, been in business since 1992. That's over 30 years. Carrier factory authorized dealer. Rebates up to $1,275 for brand new Carrier units. Turn to the experts. Carrier. And you can always turn to the experts at millsair.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-239-1749. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-239-1749, 800-239-1749, or biglou.com.
Roundup Dual Action products rock like a hardcore metal band. This stuff kills existing weeds down to the root, and for an encore, keeps them from coming back for up to 4 months. That's a non-stop 16-week tour of killing and preventing weeds in all the famous outdoor venues, the patio, the driveway, the mulch bed, even along the fence. When it comes to your hardscapes and landscapes, the stuff puts on a show. Roundup Dual Action products kill and prevent weeds for up to 4 months. This stuff rocks. This stuff works. When used as directed, always read and follow pesticide label directions.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about, your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are 2 very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you.
Call Trajan today, 407-213-0000. 407-213-0000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Premier Men's Medical Center restores your sex life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate erectile dysfunction and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Premier Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Premier Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 407-337-5569. 407-337-5569. To restore your sex life in just one visit, call now. 407-337-5569.
Hey, boys and girls, Rural Radio has your chance to see Stevie Nicks in concert. That's right. Before you can even buy them, tickets to see Stevie Nicks at the Amalie Arena on August 30th go on sale to the general public this Friday, April 17th at 10 a.m. But you can enter to win them right now on our website, realradio.fm/contest. And so you can register to win, see Stevie Nicks at the Amalie Arena. Again, she's coming on August 30th. Tickets go on sale this Friday. Try and win them right now at realradio.fm/contest.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crushyard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit Crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Want to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows? Pick up your phone and text the word WOW to 20129. That's WOW to 20129.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1, Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeartRadio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website, BILLS. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Hey everybody, I'm Swilly. So I used to roll around in neighborhoods, oddly enough, in a Ford Ranger, picking up scrap metal to take to recycling. And you would not believe some of the goodies that I've picked up on the side of the road. People are just throwing them away. I got my whole home theater system lifted off the side of the road. On speakers, DVD players, the tower control, everything.
Damn, really?
Hey, you guys are talking about that moment, like after you hit a home run or the golf thing where everybody just stays quiet. Kind of unrelated, but related. So what that reminded me of was Interstellar. When they, like, it's all loud, like they're all going into space, like the rockets are going, and then when they finally, like, break the atmosphere or whatever, dead silent.
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
in the movie theater.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody said a word.
Nobody said a word.
And that gave me goosebumps.
Yeah, yeah.
Listen, I'm a crier to start with. When Rory broke down like that and all those emotions started flooding out, I started bawling up like a little baby. I'm a baby anyway. Look at me. I'm a cute little baby.
Oh, my God.
Coochie, 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 coochie.
What are
and
you
he
doing?
deserved it. Rory, that was fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah, it was good. All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Your 5 o'clock keyword is...
Bills.
Bills, B-I-L-L-S. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Bills, guys, that is your 5 o'clock keyword. Go get that dough. Remember, if you're playing the game, phone on, phone up, and answer the damn thing when it rings.
You
Bills.
only have to wait an hour.
That's right. Bills is your 5 o'clock keyword. Good luck. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
Did I ask you guys already? You do your tax returns already? Have
Yes,
you already
you did.
gotten? You've already gotten all your money back and stuff.
Sure.
You have or no?
Yes.
No. Very nice. Deb, have you?
Sure.
No. Have you guys not sent it off
No,
yet?
I'm not
You
yet,
haven't.
no.
Have you not sent yours off?
Taking
yet?
advantage of the...
No, I'm done.
You're all done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you do it like immediately when you get your W-2?
No, I usually wait. My wife, as a gig worker, gets 1099, so I have to allow the process for all those to come in.
Right.
Before we can do it. I like early March, I get it done and had my return within, a few days.
Do you ever have to chase people down for 1099s, or do you just kind of like...
What we had to ask and got the total. One year, the person sent it a couple months late after I did the return.
Oh.
Had to redo it. It cost me a lot of money.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Because, I mean, they're expensive now. I mean, if you have, and especially if you're a gig worker or you have 1099s like that, it's a lot more involved. Does she do a lot of write-offs or no?
Yeah, we work on it.
Yeah, you work on some of those, yeah.
No red flags.
No red flags,
exactly.
100%.
No red flags. Just whatever.
Well, although we're not,
Please.
although here in Florida, we do not have to worry about that tomorrow. It's pushed off until May 1st. Tomorrow, you still will be able to reap the benefits of it being tax day elsewhere because the deals are still out there. Now, to be honest with you, I do not remember this for tax day. I don't remember companies doing specific things for tax day. It's other days they'll do these bonus things, but I don't remember it being on this day for some reason.
I do.
Do
like
ya?
free coffee especially.
Yeah, but they do that so often. Like Krispy Kreme doesn't even need an excuse. They're dying to give donuts away.
Well, I just remember coffee was back in the day when people would line up in their cars at the post office waiting to mail their return by midnight.
I don't remember that.
Do you
so
remember
much.
those
Oh,
days?
man.
That was like an instant radio promotion. You show up with, coffee and hand it out to the people waiting in line.
And dude, one year we got way behind schedule. It just kind of slipped through our cracks because we were doing so many other things at the time. And I remember having to go to that College Park post office down on Edgewater Drive. And the reason why I was the only one that was open till like midnight, right? As long as you could get your envelope or your thing stamped, you know, or verified that it was out before, the end of the evening. And man, I remember going, oh man, I got this. Nobody's thinking of this. Who's waiting to the very last, I mean the absolute last moment to do this? Well, it turns out, Deb, that half of Orlando was.
Exactly.
And I pulled up there, and I think I was exactly 70th in line or something.
Wow. No.
And they had somebody like predicting the time it was going to take, and they had somebody going, had somebody that would come out and go, hey, look, just so you know, we're dying to get you in here, but, we're not 100% sure that this is you're going to make it in on time. Just giving you a heads up that you could wait here for the next 45 minutes, whatever, and not make it in.
Oh,
and
that'll make your butt pucker.
Thank God I was in that line at like 11 o'clock at night. So I even gave myself an hour of buffer time and still made it in. But I mean, with like 15 minutes to clean, but God, it was so nerve wracking because if you're late, I mean,
yeah.
And you haven't filed an extension, it could be bad news for you. You don't want to deal with that.
And that sucks that you had to pay for that, Jack, because it wasn't really your fault.
You account for the money, you know, just because whether you can prove it or not with a 1099.
Yeah.
It was just like it was like, oh yeah, I did that gig, and that person sent it months later.
Oh, yeah, exactly right. Krispy Kreme.
But he passed recently. I suppose we shouldn't be too upset.
Did it really?
Whatever.
Do I know who this person is?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Tomorrow, if you like Krispy Kreme donuts, and who doesn't? Isn't that a tell that if you're a communist or not?
Yeah, without a doubt. Who doesn't like them?
If you don't like Krispy Kreme donuts, you're probably a communist. But if you purchase any dozen in shop, you'll receive a second dozen for the prices of taxes in your state. So the taxes in Orange County 7%, right? Mm-hmm. So whatever a dozen donuts costs, it would be 7% of that original cost for the second dozen. So if it's like $10, you're going to pay, 70 cents for that second dozen?
Why are they making it so complicated?
Yeah, I don't know. Because
why are they making it so easy?
They're trying to do that tax. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Because let me tell you something.
Don't do that.
Let me tell you what I'm thinking about tomorrow.
I know, exactly.
I'm thinking about rolling them down to Crispy and and it can't be worse for you. It can't be.
Well, wait. Now,
it's one of the
bad
worst.
for you physically, but emotionally, it's...
Dude, I think they're like 300. I think every one of those donuts is like eating a damn Snickers bar.
Oh, but they melt in your mouth. They're fresh.
It may be the perfect pastry. An original donut, hot off the line, with a cup of coffee, may be the perfect, simple pastry.
There you go.
God, so good. If you order a dozen online at regular price for pickup or delivery, use the promo code TAXBREAK to receive that second original glazed donut for free. So if you do it online, you can get them for free. Just use that promo code TAXBREAK. That's if you want to get some donuts maybe for the office tomorrow morning. Take advantage of that as you do it. There's a limit, though. You can only do it one per person. So go take advantage of those Krispy Kreme donuts that cost them about literally a penny a piece, and they are making some money. It's funny, they almost went out of business a couple times.
I remember that. Yeah.
I can't remember why, though. Hooters is getting in on the action.
Yeah.
There he is. Hi, Jack. Good to see you. Hooters can get one select appetizer for $4.15 when you apply your reward in the Hooters app at checkout at participating locations. Talk about complicated.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They can choose between mozzarella sticks, fried pickles, chips and queso, buffalo shrimp, among other options.
Okay.
Yeah, all you have to do is find a Hooters. It's open.
That's right. Exactly. And it said select locations.
Yeah,
so you have to make sure that
call in advance, right?
Yeah.
Burger King offering a 1-cent cheeseburger on tax day.
Nice.
That's right. But you have to be a Royal Perks member.
Oh man,
what's that?
Who knows?
Again, more hoops.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, is that a sign that maybe it's not going so well for you in life if you have a Perks card for Burger King? Or is that?
Or you just really like to save money?
You just really like Burger King.
If you have something you use a lot, Dollar General, say $5 on Saturday. I mean, it makes sense.
It does.
You know, you have the app, you use the app. They want you to use the app. You save money.
Yeah.
Everyone's happy.
You get free stuff.
At Burger King, you get that 1-cent cheeseburger with a $1 plus purchase. So you got to buy something for $1 there. Is there anything on the Burger King menu that's $1? Who knows? The offer is available under the offers tab in the BK app, like Jack was saying. All these things are pushing you toward the app.
Too much involved.
I have to tell you, man, that app is great. I've started using it for subs.
Yes.
My daughter's the one that kind of got me in on that. She goes, because I was getting a subs for something. She goes, where are you going, to Publix? And I go, yeah, I'm going to go get some pub subs. And she goes, why don't you just text it in or whatever? I'm like, I like standing there for 6 or 7 hours talking to somebody from the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
But they did it one time before, and it was perfect. And you walk in, you grab your order, and get the hell out of there. There's nothing like
I've
it.
done it. Publix, Jersey Mike's, Subway.
Nothing like it.
I've used the app. You just walk in, pick up your order, walk out, line of people like, hey.
What are you? Yeah, exactly. Who do you know?
See ya, suckers.
Shake Shack is giving you a free truffle burger, black truffle shroom burger, or black truffle parmesan fries with the purchase of $10.40 or more. And at Shake Shack, no problem spending $10.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I mean, I think it's a $10 cover charge to get in, isn't it? I'm joking.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about truffle. You got to be.
Truffle's played.
Yeah, sparingly with the truffle. A little truffle goes a long way.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, truffle parmesan fries give you all the truffle you want.
Yeah.
And believe it or not,
yeah,
Marlowe's does a good job.
Yeah.
Marlowe's has a very good parmesan truffle fry. They used to have one. I don't know if they do anymore.
I believe I had truffle popcorn at Enzia.
Oh yeah, and it's damn good.
Yeah.
But you're right though, brother. You got to be careful because you over truffle that. It gets you're like, get out of here with this.
Yep.
But the perfect amount, you're like, where do I get more? I don't know you know what Potbelly is? Is that in a sandwich shop? Yeah, do they have those in Orlando?
I don't know.
7-Eleven stepping out. Discounted delivery on tax day. In other words, if you get delivery again, is this another thing where maybe life isn't? If you're getting stuff delivered by 7-Eleven?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, $10.40 off any order of $20 or more using the code write-off. That's actually pretty good.
Not bad.
I mean, basically getting something for half price at 7-Eleven.
Let's go.
You know the landscaping crews are...
What was that? Oh, yeah, they're loving that for sure. Never heard of Smoothie King offering discounted smoothies on tax day. Healthy Rewards members get $3 off your $15 purchase, and again, no problem spending $15 at Smoothie King. What happened?
Yeah.
What
I don't know.
Are they making?
There was a big jump.
Are they making these with eagle blood or something? What do they do? What happened to the smoothie world where smoothies went from $5 to like $14 for a smoothie, dude?
I know.
Just so I can be hungry in an hour and a half.
Rent ain't cheap.
Buddy, listen.
Yeah. I had to get a smoothie once. I was like, oh my God, what?
Dude,
How much?
I'm going to tell you, the ballsiest one, I'm going to call you out. There's a place up on 1792 in Fairbanks, and I can't remember the name of it, but it is this little shop, and it's this organic smoothie place, all run by Winter Park people.
Oh.
There's your answer.
Their smoothies are like $18.
Gee.
$18. Now, let me tell you something. You feel yourself getting healthier when you drink it.
You should.
You legit do. I mean, it's made with, it is, you can literally feel the health in there.
Is it more vodka-based or rum?
That's a fair question, buddy.
I mean, $18, that's one healthy cocktail.
BJ's Restaurant and Brew House, $10 off any $40 purchase. Great American Cookies, Fazoli's. Let's see, Sonny's Barbecue, Checkers and Rallies are also doing things.
There we go.
So if you want to check out these deals, go to usatoday.com. They have the entire story there, and you can find out if you want to go slide over and check out some of these deals.
That's all tomorrow.
That's all tomorrow, right. All happening tomorrow there.
See,
and some of them are legit, dude.
You're providing a service. What I don't like is when Deb does them in the news, and it's like, oh, it has to happen in the next, hour or so, and we're stuck here.
Yeah,
well, I don't do it for you, Jack.
And some of these, by the way, start on tax day, and they go until they go for an entire week. So, I mean, some of these actually last a little bit longer than just that tax day.
Well, the beautiful thing is now that you've given out the address where to find it, folks can come up with a game plan for their breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks.
Oh, yeah, player.
Texter says Potbelly is a sub shop, and we do have them in Orlando, and the texter says they are very good.
Oh, really? That's nice. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Bills is your 5 o'clock keyword. That's BILLS. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000, guys. Remember, phone on, phone up, and answer the damn thing when it rings. Back in a sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real Radio is on Threads at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
There's a crash on I-4 westbound before State Road 434. An accident on the Greenway northbound approaching Aloma Avenue. Emergency crews are clearing up an accident on State Road 434 north of Gateway Drive, and traffic is starting to slow down on all the major roadways tonight, so travel with caution. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. A great alternative to a mobile phone for your kids. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get 60% off. Free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off.
Jim Colbert Show question of the day is brought to you by WeAreNotTheBanks.com, a licensed mortgage lender that can do so much more. From debt consolidation, commercial business lending, new construction lending, and the Move Up Buyers Program. That can help you sell your current home so you can buy your forever home. Don't lose your dream home. Go to WeAreNotTheBanks.com. They can use your current equity to finance your new home with that Move Up Buyers Program. Contact Brad Siebert. You reach him at WeAreNotTheBanks.com for all your mortgage needs. Did my refi many years ago, put me in a great position today. It was fast, easy, and a great rate. WeAreNotTheBanks.com. NMLS ID number 150953, equal housing opportunity.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crushyard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit Crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Hey guys, not feeling like yourself? Visit Game Day Men's Health, one of the nation's largest men's health clinics, specializing in testosterone replacement therapy, ED treatments, medical weight loss, and shockwave therapy, with locations in Winter Park, Lake Mary, and downtown. They can create a customized game plan for you. Set up your free testosterone test and consultation. GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Mention 104.1 and get a second service free when you buy one. Game Day Men's Health, helping men perform and feel their best.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news, mortgage rates have improved again this week. Get your quote for a refinance to lower payments or get cash out at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
With that mortgage guy, Don.com.
Kevin, why is my auto insurance so expensive? I need to switch because my company raised my rates again.
I hear you, Jay. I had the same problem, but then I called Acceptance. They saved me hundreds on my car insurance.
Really?
Yes, Acceptance was great. They did all the work comparing different plans and found me the best payment options that fit my budget.
Do you have their number?
Sure do. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049.
Why pay more for auto insurance? Acceptance Insurance has offices in your neighborhood, and one call to Acceptance could save you up to 30% on your car insurance. 800-606-7049. Let Acceptance shop for you. By comparing and finding the best rates, you could save up to 30%. 800-606-7049. 800-606-7049. Restrictions apply based on Q1 2024 study of Acceptance Insurance customers who reported saving when they switched. License number L012294.
Are you prepared for the future? At TK Law Firm, they understand the importance of securing your legacy. Whether you're looking for a will or trust, they can help. Don't leave your legacy to chance. Visit onefirmforlife.com for your free consultation. Protect what matters most. TK Law Firm, your partner in estate planning excellence.
Listen up, Gen Xers. Elizabeth Banks here. The recommended age for pneumococcal pneumonia vaccination has been lowered to 50 and older, even if you're healthy. It's up to us to lead the way. We've done this before. Music videos, fanny packs, even the World Wide Web. So let's do it again and get vaccinated. We're at over 6 times greater risk for pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults under 50. Gen X, this is our shot. Visit VaxAssist.com to schedule. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Here in Orlando, we know life doesn't slow down for anything, especially a broken garage door. Since 2002, Precision Garage Door has been proudly serving the Orlando community. Local and reliable, that's what makes them different. Their vans are fully stocked, so when you call, their fully vetted techs are ready to provide you with same-day service. Whether it's a stuck door or a snap spring, they have you covered right when you need it most. We know a broken garage door can't wait, which is why we're always prepared to help by keeping our vans fully stocked. Call Precision Garage Door today or visit them online at PrecisionGarageDoor.com. Precision Garage Door. Garage doors done right.
Everyone deserves a fast and reliable connection, one that helps better their everyday through the things they value most: friends and family, education and career. A connection that opens pathways to opportunity and builds roads to a better future. At Spectrum, we're committed to delivering just that every single day. Because with the right connection, anything is possible. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
Here's what's trending now on the new and improved iHeartRadio app.
You are not going to want to miss this. Lizzo is opening up like never before on Purpose with Jay Shetty, and it's an episode everyone is talking about. Plus, Troy and Belisario shares what life has been like after Pretty Little Liars on Post Run High, and it might surprise you. And Amanda Knox joins Bobby Cass to talk about surviving prison and life nearly 20 years after being wrongfully accused.
Explore the latest. Open the free iHeartRadio app and see what's trending now.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Miss part of the show? The Jim Colbert Show on demand. Available on the free iHeartRadio app.
Move aside and let the man go through. Let the man go through.
Still to come, legal stories and more with Ray Trendley from TK Law. Today at 6:20 on the Jim Colbert Show.
What's up, JCS? Stage Dive Steve here. Just a little note on the shrimp boat thing. My son-in-law, he's a boat captain in a charter. We go out very often, and we'll troll behind the shrimp boats and catch sharks and big fish, whatever, that are catching all the debris, whatever. Anyway, we barter with them. We'll give them cigarettes, booze, and they give us a boatload of shrimp, man. It's always awesome. Bye.
I was up that way earlier. I knew I seen Forrest Gump running down A1A.
Jen A.
Hey, Jim, I used to work on a shrimp vesicle. I got a double hernia trying to pull them little bastards on board.
Everybody knows SOS actually stands for sink or sail. So when you see SOS, it doesn't mean that that ship is broken down. It means its crew are enjoying the smooth Sunday morning grooves of Captain Jack and First Mate Naomi Bradshaw.com.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy go for it. I love it. I listened to about, probably about 20 minutes of the show this weekend.
All right.
Yeah. Didn't get all of it. I was in the car for that little bit. It was great. Do a good job.
Thank you.
All right, 407-916-1041. Bills is your 5 o'clock keyword, BILLS. Go to realradio.fm and send that off for your chance at $1,000. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well.
Yeah.
Deltona back in the news.
What up now, Deltona?
What up now, Deltona? A woman is arrested. You heard? You heard the story?
I did.
You heard the story?
No.
Okay, woman is arrested after police said that she bought and sold something on her Facebook store. Her name is Kimberly Shopper. Or is it Shoper? Could be Shoper, I guess. She's 52 and facing charges of this. She was released on Friday from Volusia County Jail on a bond of $7,500. She has a curio shop, and I have to tell you, the age of this makes it kind of weird that she's in so much trouble. I guess I don't get the severity of it. What do you think she was selling, Jack, that may have gotten her in trouble? It wasn't drugs or anything illicit like that. I mean, it's
antiquities.
Yeah, but what kind?
They were Middle Eastern. Biblically connected. It's salt shakers. I don't know.
Human bones.
Okay.
She was selling human bones in her little curiosity shop. Or
did she know they were human bones?
I guess she did because she actually had them priced as such.
Oh,
now,
wow.
Let me ask you, a curio store, is that just like one of these little shops where you go in? It's almost like a little thrift store, but it's not a thrift store per se. It's like a little antique shop. Is that what that is? A curio store? Is that what that is?
Let me look it up while we.
Yeah, I think that's what that is, right? Because there's
Curiosity shop?
Yeah,
Curio?
exactly.
Yeah.
There's a curio cabinet. Remember those from your grandma had the curio cabinet, which was just basically a cabinet with glass where you would put like either
figurines,
nice dishes, figurines, anything that the family was kind of excited about or whatever, conversation points.
So a curio shop is a store that sells interesting and unusual items, often with a focus on novelty, collectability, or unusual aesthetics.
There you go. So that curio could be around certain things. It'd be, you could have a curio store that deals with antiques. I know that there's one in Orlando that deals with old war stuff from like World War II.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Including some sketchy stuff.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one.
Right. Not Kimberly Shopper, though. She was selling human bones. She was arrested by police, said she had sold those in her curio store. And she had them on Facebook Marketplace.
Did you just get the name of the curio shop?
I did not see the name of the store. Not in the story I pulled.
Wicked Wonderland.
Wicked Wonderlands.
Ah,
that makes sense. She had a little purple in her hair, Deb. Are we good?
I've got more purple
and
do. Less human bones.
She is facing charges of trading in human tissue. Now, I understand if that was like if you were selling livers and stuff like that, but these bones were really old. Do you see some of the dates on some of the bones?
No.
Okay, let me give you an idea what's going on. She reported the business. It does say Wicked Wonderland here. It's on Volusia Avenue right there in Orange City. They found the following human remains for sale. 2 human skull fragments. They were going for, what do you think a human skull fragment goes for?
$1,000.
$90.
Damn.
A human clavicle.
Such a deal.
A human clavicle and scapula. That is your shoulder area up there, that right there. That went for $90. A human rib went for $35. No meat. A human vertebrae was $35, and the crown jewel was a partial human skull. That went for a little bit more.
$150.
$600.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Now, look, the police collected all the human remains as evidence and submitted them to the medical examiner's office for testing, and they were genuine human remains. Now, for me, when I first started reading this story, I was just waiting for them to get to the paragraph part where they were robbing graves. Like, that's what I thought this was leading to, right?
What was the source material?
Yeah, exactly,
for
right.
this
How do you
crime?
get human bones? How do you just get those? Maybe you're a coroner. Maybe you work in something like that where there's, unclaimed bodies, and as you prepare them, you maybe kind of, step out with something.
Well, I mean,
she said that she's been selling them for years and was completely and utterly unaware that it was illegal to do that in Florida. And considering the age of some of these bones, I kind of don't understand why everybody's kind of up in arms. No pun intended.
Jimmy.
I think one of the skull fragments they figured was like 500 years old.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like she confirmed that the store had the bone fragments, all purchased from private sellers, and she mentioned that she has documentation for each one of the transactions, but she couldn't provide it at that very moment. She describes the bones as genuine human remains and delicate in nature.
Why would she think this is okay to do?
Yeah, I would, or her thing is why would she think that it wasn't okay to do? Let me give you an example here. One bone sample was 100 years old. Another showed evidence of one of the bones being more than 500 years old. So these are really old bones. So let me ask you, if you're walking around in the woods and you find if you find human remains, you're certainly going to call somebody to come.
Hell yeah.
Because
Well,
obviously it could be a
home.
missing persons thing.
I think there's a good chance, unless it's a skull, there's a good chance you wouldn't know it's
Right,
human
yeah, you
remains.
probably wouldn't. You're right. I remember being in a shop like this in the out west where they had a bone there, but it was like literally a straight up dinosaur femur. Of course, that doesn't have any problem.
Right.
But I wonder why the age doesn't kind of disqualify her. I mean, obviously, it was 100 years ago, 500 years ago for one of them, and they were bought from people who sell this stuff. Is it just because it's Florida law? I guess maybe.
I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah. I guess in other states it's perfectly fine for you to own pieces of people. But there's,
Is it though?
Well, the funny thing is, Jack, is we know that universities do this. so that we know that it's not. We know it's not illegal per se if you're a professional.
I was going to say, if you're in the sciences or the medical field or something.
Research.
Yeah, I could see.
And I remember there was a story one time where in a classroom in a university in the U.S., I believe, everybody believes that those skeletons that are up there so that you can, do the human anatomy thing are all fake, right? All plastic or plaster or whatever. But I remember this one story where the skeleton had been in this classroom for like 20 or 30 years. And one of the students went up and was talking to the professor and said, I don't know, man, this thing looked kind of real. Are you sure this is fake? And it wasn't. It was literally a human skeleton and it had been in that classroom for decades.
Well, it's just like the movie Poltergeist in the pool scene.
That's right.
You think those are all fake, but those were all real human cadavers because they're cheaper to purchase than it is to get the fake one. As strange as it may seem, it is completely legal for you to own bones in this many states, as long as they were obtained legally.
And again, how do you? So you'd have to buy it from a dealer.
How many states do you think allow it?
Oh man, we live in a crazy ass nation now. How many would you say, Jack?
7.
Jack looked it up.
No. That's a guess.
Dad,
What's my favorite number?
7 seems low.
It is. That's why Dad.
Because you figure like out west, man. Like you figure like in like. Oh God, I'll go 15.
How about 49?
We're the only state where it's illegal?
According to Beautifully Strange Oddities, as strange as it may seem, it is completely legal for you to own human bones in 49 of the 50 U.S. states.
Except for?
As long as they were obtained legally.
The craziest state at all.
The biggest question they get is how do you get a human skull?
Right. The craziest state in the entire nation doesn't do this. Of all the things we don't do.
I guess you're right, as why wouldn't she assume it's
right?
Okay,
exactly.
If it's that okay.
I think she's got a pretty strong case here, guys. I think she's got a pretty strong case. I mean, you could make an argument, hey, guys, it's not that weird. We're the only state that doesn't allow it. That's got to go back to something that happened here. Because laws aren't made just because. I mean, obviously something has to happen for this to come up and get pitched as legislation.
Does it?
It does. I mean,
haven't you paid any attention recently? It doesn't.
Yeah, I wonder how long that law's been on the book here in Florida where you can't own human bones or you can't buy them. That's kind of wild, man. That's kind of wild. I would never guess.
Now, it turns out the Bone Room, a natural history story
I got one of those.
Follows California state law. This is Fox 59. U.S. federal law and international treaties regarding the possession and sale of bones noted that Louisiana, Georgia, Tennessee, and Minnesota have independent state laws prohibiting the import or export of human remains across their state lines.
But if it's in that state, it's no problem.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What? You make that wincing noise. You can't just do that and not tell us.
Okay, this is a report from 2024, but it says only one company in the U.S., Skulls Unlimited.
Oh, man, that sounds...
is legally cleaning human heads that comes straight from donors. That's according to National Geographic.
Okay, so hold on now. So I guess that if you were to get one of those, it would have to come from an unmarked or unclaimed body or something, or you could donate?
It comes straight from donors. Now, the company sells these donor skulls only to bona fide doctors, nurses, dentists, anthropologists, and people with valid scientific or medical reasons to have them. In other words, they don't want that stuff going into the occult world.
Right, yeah, sure. Okay, so if I die, I am an organ donor.
Well,
right?
If you donated your body to science.
But I didn't. I just donated my organs.
Well, that's different than donating your body.
That's what I'm saying. So if I'm an organ donor, that doesn't mean that my head's going to wind up in some pedestal up in Oklahoma because it's shaped right? I mean, like my organs aren't my body, right? So if I would have to make a claim like I'm donating my entire body to science. You
I don't
can
know,
use it
though.
however you want.
Because if they would take your eyes.
You'd have a pretty large skull.
No, I don't think so. I have a tiny head, dude.
You got a big head.
No, I don't. What's your hat size?
7 1/4.
Yeah, mine's a little bit less. I think mine's 7 1/8.
Oh, you trying to show the show off?
No. I mean, I just think I have a smaller head.
I think you
my
have
son's
a
got
bigger skull.
Giant noggin. He's like a 7 5/8 head or something.
You know John Madden.
No.
That's a big head.
Yeah, that is a big old head. But if I donate, it's just my liver, my lungs, my everything else, eyes,
Tissue.
heart, all that. But it would not be my bones. Like, that's different, right? Bones aren't organs, right?
Yeah.
But let me ask. I'm serious though. Is there a delineation between that and that law? Like if I'm an organ donor, is it just the organs, or does that mean my body is taken to science?
No, your organs.
Just the organs, right?
Because then your family would still claim you afterwards.
Or your
Maybe.
skin, the epidermis, isn't that an organ?
It is an organ.
It's actually the body's largest organ. Despite what you may think, Jimmy.
Yeah, that's not what I heard.
The bone room.
Had to do it. Low hanging fruit.
Just like Mr. Peanut.
Yes, I'm Mr. Peanut. All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. So she bonded out $7,500, and I guess she is awaiting to find out what is going to happen with her as she kind of moves through. I'm very interested in this case, oddly enough.
And interestingly enough, someone just texted us, and this was something I thought too. Texted us at 77031. 500-year-old bones are likely indigenous peoples and would have come from a burial mound. A, I wouldn't want that in my house, and B, you'd want to return that.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
This woman's in Deltona?
Yeah.
Why didn't you call her?
Their shop is closed temporarily at the moment.
Oh, that's a good point. Maybe I will call her tomorrow. Maybe I will send her a message and see if she wants to talk. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
She's not going to talk.
You don't think so?
Well, according to their Facebook page, she and another person apparently who runs the store are taking care of someone who is in their final days.
Oh, man, that
store
sucks.
will open.
Bones.
Oh, Jack, you are such an awful human being.
Store will reopen on April 18th.
Sorry, we're closed for restocking.
Real radio is the news junkie.
I would not expect. I always thought the bees would be in like their bee thing, the hive.
The scientific term.
Yeah, their bee thing. The bee thing.
Sabrina, you're talking to the guy that called them NASA people earlier.
They are NASA people.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This is 11-year NBA veteran Katina Mobley. This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Thrivent. The Magic are preparing to open the NBA play-in tournament tomorrow night against Atlanta. Orlando looking to rebound from Sunday's loss to the Hawks. A second straight win will be in reach for the Rays tonight when they host AL East rival Boston. Tampa coming off a series win over Atlanta. UConn superstar Paige Beckers is expected to go first overall to the Dallas Wings when the WNBA draft opens tonight in New York. I'm Seth Everett.
At Thrivent, planning your finances is bigger than money. It's a way to support the people, causes, and community you love. Because the most important thing isn't what you're planning for, it's who. Thrivent, where money means more. Connect with us at Thrivent.com.
There's nothing like coming home at the end of a long day and leaving the world outside, but your old windows and doors make it seem like the outside world came inside with you. Replace them with Renewal by Andersen's Acclaim windows and doors, which are designed to reduce outside noise, creating a quieter and more peaceful living environment. Jill says, cannot say enough wonderful things about my experience with Andersen. From the sales experience, the phone updates, installation, and cleanup, everyone was friendly and helpful. Take advantage of Renewal by Andersen's 1 month only sale, $300 off all windows, $825 off patio doors, plus 0 down, 0 payments, and 0% interest for 18 months. Bonus offer, first 50 callers get a free True Scene Screen upgrade. Call Renewal by Andersen today for your free design consultation at simple dial pound 250 from your cell phone. That's pound 250. See the keyword best windows and be connected in seconds. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto dial text message from iHeartMedia. Official partner of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. License number CGC 1527613.
It's the Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. 2 bets facing off. Winning side splits $250K in bonus bets every single day. Time to pick a side. Team underdogs or team favorites. Team over or team under. There's one way to settle this. Hard Rock Bet Battle of the Bets. Pick a side for $1. Win your share of $250K or more today. Prize pool to be paid out in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Hey, everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Nickley Group. Look, man, if you're looking to make max dollar for the house that you're about to sell, that biggest investment in your life kind of about to sell, you definitely want a team that knows what they're doing and a team that knows this market and a team that knows who's buying in this market and a team who knows who's selling in this market. Man, that is the Nickley Group. You know, my wife's best friend works for a title company, and she says these guys move more property. They're so professional. Everything always goes well when you're dealing with the Nickley Group. You can get a guaranteed cash offer for your home right there on their website. No showings, no open houses, and you can close that deal in as little as 14 days. And their VIP buyers program is great. Free appraisals, free home warranty, free moving trucks and supplies. But that's not where it ends. These guys, on average, sell homes for 6% more than their competitors. And even better, they sell those homes twice as fast as well. Look, man, you're getting the SEAL Team 6 of realtors when you hire these guys. Just sit back and let it come to you. The Nickley Group can make that happen. It's thenickley.com. That's NICKLEY group.com.
Do you want to play a game? Good. Jim Colbert Show Trivia is next. Call now, 407-916-1041.
Show off your new smile with Solid Bite. The dentists at Solid Bite use the latest techniques and technology to give you the smile you've always dreamed of. Call Solid Bite in Melbourne now for an exclusive radio offer at 321-259-8000. Solid Bite, life-changing dentistry.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
The new iHeart app just looks better.
The best feature of a car radio on the app.
It's the presets.
Super easy.
And thank you for keeping it free.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeart Radio app today.
iHeartRadio.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here from Greenway Kia. By now, you've heard about the auto tariffs, but at Greenway Kia, we planned ahead. We've been stocking up on new Kias at all 3 locations. Drive home the new Kia you want tariff-free. Like new 2025 Kia Sorento SUVs for only $179 per month for 24 months with 0 security deposit. We want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Qualified applicants through KFA include $650 acquisition fee, 10,000 miles per year, $49.95 at inception, plus tax, title, license, $899 dealer, and $249.50 dot fee. Expires 5/5/25.
This little piggy wasn't affected by the market. This little piggy had protected funds. This little piggy locked in college costs. This little piggy had a 1-year plan. And all the little piggies went wee to college land.
Before you know it, those tiny feet will be off to college. Save the smartest way with a Florida 529 prepaid plan. Unlike a regular savings account, the funds are dedicated and guaranteed to cover tuition costs. So when they're ready to go, you are too. Prepaid plans start at $29 a month. Open enrollment ends April 30th.
Eustace Roofing. New roof, no mess.
This is why YouTube was created at Jim Colbert Show on YouTube. Subscribe and watch.
What can you say? I mean, my gosh, that said it all. I love 104.1. We say what we want.
You said bona fide. Yeah, I love a pun.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Got a few minutes for your 5 o'clock keyword bills, BILLS. Get over to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb, the pun master.
Hello.
Jack is here, and he's got the Jackie sack. Let's get it.
All aboard.
Chugga chugga.
Choo choo.
Look at it, Glack. Look at it, Glack.
Here we go. A pair of prizes for you. Up for grabs today. The winner gets to choose what they walk away with, and it can be a pair of tickets to see the Orlando Pride versus the Washington Spirit happening in Inter & Co Stadium on April 19th. You can get tickets for at orlando-pride.com as the ladies continue to defend last year's NWSL championship. Good on them. They're doing great. They have not lost yet, so props to them. Also, in the Jackie Sack, a pair of tickets to see Stick Figure Island Holiday Tour with special guest Stephen Marley at the Mid-Florida Credit Union Amphitheater on July 3rd. Little reggae for y'all. Those are the prizes in today's Jackie Sack.
So back to you, clickety-clack.
Thank you so much, Deborah. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
2.
2 is the answer. Let's get to Gidget. Gidget, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. You want to play a little game with us?
Of course.
Let's do it.
Is he the puzzle master? Or is he the guy who's currently writing today's game? Can he be both? Let's find out. It's time for JCS Trivia.
All right, Gidget, this is a real easy game. Got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of these answers is a lie.
No.
Gidget. But if you can see through it and figure it out, I will send you over to the Jackie Sack and you can find something nice for yourself. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Here we go. On this day in 1993, the television show Bill Nye the Science Guy debuts right here in the United States of America. Here are 3 fun facts about Bill Nye and one Bunsen burner of a lie.
Oh, good one.
All right. All right, here we go. Number 1, his mother was a government code breaker during World War II. Number 2, he won a Steve Martin lookalike contest, which led him to do stand-up comedy for a few years. Number 3, he was rejected by NASA 4 times to enter the astronaut training program. Or lastly, following in his footsteps, his daughter Melanie is a physics professor at the University of Southern California. Which of those is a lie?
3.
No, that's absolutely true.
Oh, bye, Gidget.
He was rejected by NASA 4 times. He wanted to be in the astronaut program so bad. It broke his heart, by the way.
I bet.
Oh, and Katy Perry's an astronaut.
Oh, no.
All right.
Sorry, Bill Nye.
1, 3, 4, or 5.
Let's go 1.
1 right up there is James. James, how you doing?
I'm doing great.
Good, buddy. Glad to hear that. We're talking about Bill Nye. Which one of these is untrue? Number 1, his mother was a government code breaker during World War II. Number 2, he won a Steve Martin lookalike contest, which led to him doing stand-up for a few years. Or lastly, following in his footsteps, his daughter Melanie is a physics professor at the University of Southern California.
I'm going to go with number 1.
No, that's absolutely true. His mom was a straight-up government code breaker during World War II. Baller,
so
by the way.
righteous.
Total baller move there. 3, 4, or 5?
3.
3 is Bruno. Bruno, how you doing, man?
Good pizza.
Hey, I'm doing great. Thank you. Hello, everybody.
Hey,
Hello.
good to hear from you, buddy. You got a 50-50 shot here getting over to the Jackie Sack. We're talking about Bill Nye. Which one of these isn't true? Number 1, he won a Steve Martin lookalike contest, which actually led to him doing stand-up comedy for a few years. Or lastly, following in his footsteps, his daughter Melanie is a physics professor at the University of Southern California.
I'm going to say the last one, the daughter.
Yeah, that's right. You're the winner, buddy.
Yay!
And why would that be untrue, sir?
Because she's probably teaching something else. I don't know.
Or he doesn't have kids at all. There you go.
Oh.
Put you on hold there.
Better.
Bruno, you are a winner, man.
Congratulations,
Put you on hold,
Bruno.
You're a winner. Yeah, he does not have kids. Actually, he did get married once, and it was annulled, or actually, the judge said it was never. He found out she was a terrible person, and even though they got married, I guess it wasn't finalized or signed. It was just like a scam or something.
Oh.
Yeah, so he's never been married. Bill Nye has never been married. Doesn't have kids. He did win a Steve Martin lookalike contest. He's obsessed with Steve Martin.
Really?
Yeah, a really, really big fan of Steve Martin, and that led him to doing stand-up comedy for a couple of years. That's probably where he had his chops to do TV.
I was going to say, it certainly paved the way for what he's doing now.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, man, he's a little spicy.
Is he really?
Yeah, he's got edge.
He's a little spicy. You hear him doing interviews and stuff. He's got an online presence, and when you click on his videos, you are not going to see Kid Show Bill.
Good.
You are going to see, this is really happening, Bill, and you shouldn't be so stupid to not pay attention to it, Bill, kind of thing. I'm serious, man. Yeah.
I appreciate
Check
that.
him out.
We need more of that.
Yeah, we do.
A couple other things you may not know about Bill Nye before we get to the top of the hour. Don't forget Ray Trendley on the other side from TK Law. He holds many patents, believe it or not. The most unusual is a pair of special support ballet slippers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He actually has a hydraulic converter that is operational. He owns the patent, and it's on all 747s. It's a Boeing product now.
Hot damn.
Cha-ching.
Yeah.
I was going to say, that wife is like, damn it, why was I such a bitch?
What do you think his hobby is? It is a sport, and he's obsessed with it. Matter of fact, he started a league when he was in Seattle and then founded the team.
Jacks.
Not Jacks.
Highlight.
Not highlight. It's a kind of a beach sport.
Volleyball. Beach volleyball. Hacky sack.
Oh, hacky sack is a good one. Frisbee.
Frisbee's the answer.
Is it really?
Yeah, Bill Nye was a champion ultimate disc player. He actually played for and created the Olympia Windjammers. My man was obsessed with it, and he was
still available, ladies.
And he was very good.
Yeah. So that's not really beach. That's like ultimate frisbee is.
I know. But when
football and soccer and frisbee all like together.
Yeah. The only reason I said beach is because that's where I only know. Like when I see people throwing a frisbee, 99% of the time it's at the beach.
That's what clued me in. So thank you.
Yeah. We have a disc course in Mount Dora right down the street.
Dude, I'm telling you, that's the one thing I've never tried.
Disc golf?
Disc golf, yeah.
I would love to try. Remember we talked about maybe doing a promotion.
Let's do it. Jim Colbert Show Open. Disc golf open.
No.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Oh, Deb, you got to do something.
That sounds fun.
No, actually, I don't.
Yeah. That sounds fun. I think that sounds like a blast because you can drink and play that, and it doesn't cost a whole lot. Interesting. And then lastly here, he wore his signature bow tie all through high school. Yeah. And it did not get in the way of him getting laid, which was great. All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us at 77031. Movie theaters are not happy, and I'll tell you why next.
Your chance to win $1,000 in your hand is minutes away on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
There's a couple of accidents to look out for tonight on US 1792 at Longdale Avenue, affecting northbound and southbound lanes. All lanes are blocked on Pontieta Boulevard. At US 1792, there's a crash getting cleared up on I-4 westbound before State Road 434. Traffic slowing down on all the major roadways tonight, so travel with caution. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Man, here in Central Florida, you better have an AC company you can trust. You better have an AC company that really knows what they're doing. I got bad news for you guys. In about a month, it is going to be unbearable in the state of Florida. I'm not really surprising you with that, but let me tell you what can be surprising. If your AC drops down and you come home from work one day, open that door, and it's 90 inside, you're immediately mad. Well, if you have Mills Air on your team, you'll never have to worry about that. These guys are awesome. 30-plus years in Orlando, keeping you nice and cool. Their techs know these brands inside and out. You don't even have to know what kind of AC you have. They can repair it. But check it out. Even better, if you do have an AC problem that needs to be replaced, these guys are Carrier Factory authorized dealers. That, my friend, could get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier and always turn to family-owned and operated Mills Air. Call these guys today and schedule your appointment. 407-277-1159. Find them online easily at millsair.com.
Future health, weight loss.
Get access to weight loss meds like Ozempic, Zepbound, and pill options if you don't like injections from futurehealth.com. The meds eliminate hunger and cravings while Future Health handles the rest. Best results, best price. All online with no insurance needed. Join those losing 10 pounds in their first month. Visit futurehealth.com. Future without the E to start losing weight this week.
Future health, weight loss.
Data based on independent study sponsored by Future Health. Future Health is not a healthcare services provider. Meds are prescribed at provider's discretion.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crushyard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball. all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit Crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Insurance companies often play tough, offering you the bare minimum for your injuries. But why settle for less? With me, Mo DeWitt, your Orlando injury attorney, you pay nothing unless we win. Don't let the insurance companies push you around. Injured on the go, just call Mo.
When it comes to restoring cars, Diego's got skills. And with Total Wireless in his corner, the whole world sees them. With the dual camera system on his new iPhone 13, he can take amazing car photos and post them on the fly with super fast 5G, and even turn this hobby into a full-time gig. His claim to fame? Claiming iPhone 13 with 5G on us. Get iPhone 13 with 5G on us when you switch to the Total 5G or 5G Plus Unlimited 3-month plan. Total Wireless, in your corner. For limited time while supplies last. Valid in store. Device taxes and fees may apply. Requires port in and ID verification. Restrictions apply.
Sunnyside Electric.
Hello, I need a new electrical outlet.
We are learning about pickleball today.
Okay.
Isn't that a funny name?
What about my electrical?
Pickleball.
I should have called Frank Gay.
Oh, it's like miniature tennis.
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When you need electrical work in your home, you need a trustworthy electrician who can clearly explain how to solve any dilemma. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
For just a moment, imagine life without joint pain. Erase the constant ache in your knees, hips, or shoulders. Imagine moving with ease, unafraid of that next jolt of pain. At QC Kinetics, we believe your health is your greatest investment, and we're here to help you regain it. Our advanced regenerative therapies revitalize damaged joint tissue with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. It's not just about relieving pain, it's about restoring your freedom and confidence. Imagine golfing, hiking, or just walking without hesitation. Imagine waking up every morning without pain holding you back. With QC Kinetics, you can turn those dreams into reality by investing in something priceless, your health. Find out if you're a viable candidate by requesting a free consultation today. Call 689-283-9776. What's your health worth to you? If it's worth a free call and consultation, here's the number: 689-283-9776. 689-283-9776.
New Year's resolution is to buy a home? Get your free buyer's guide at thenicklygroup.com.
It's the free event you've been waiting for. The Leesburg Bike Fest presented by Progressive, April 25th to 27th. A weekend packed with high-octane fun and rock and roll. Catch headliners Dirty Honey, Lit, Fuel, and the Marshall Tucker Band. Experience the Wall of Death, Pro Action Wrestling, 20 local bands, and more. There's something for everyone. Visit LeesburgBikeFest.com today to upgrade your experience with Sonny's Barbecue VIP passes. Sponsored by Budweiser, Gator Harley-Davidson, and Discover Lake County, Florida. Leesburg Bike Fest, where the road meets rock.
Think orange for your next vehicle. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
The accident wasn't your fault. You shouldn't have to pay those bills. I'm Orlando injury attorney Mo DeWitt. I'll fight to make sure those responsible pay for your medical bills. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com.
Hi, I'm Jenna Fisher. A little over a year ago, during a routine mammogram and ultrasound, I was diagnosed with triple-positive breast cancer. Caught early, many common cancers have survival rates well over 90%. The Screening Time Off program encourages employees to take time to step out for screenings. Be the world's best boss. Join Screening Time Off. Learn more and sign up at workingwithcancerpledge.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Make us the #1 preset on your car radio and on the free new and improved iHeart radio app. Listen for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Free never sounded so good.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website: money. 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 Enter it now on our website, realradio.fm. Good luck.
The Jim Colbert Show, streaming live on YouTube. Watch us talk.
What up, crew? Happy Monday. Cool Daddy made it through another day in 6th grade. Jack, you're on it. The Jim Colbert Disc Golf Open. Deb, I know it sounds like not much fun to you. You can sit in the parking lot with my wife and smoke heaters, because there is a course at Mount Dora. We used to go play all the time during COVID. It's cheap, Jim. You need like 2 or 3 discs. There's like a driver, an approach, and a putter, and you can play. Put a beer in your pocket, and you're out there. So I think you're on it. You do it, and Cool Daddy and his family will be there. See ya.
Cool Daddy.
Man, as a kid, I loved me some Bill Nye. That guy was legit a hero of mine growing up. I actually got to meet him at Fish Lips up in Port Canaveral once. Was wicked cool. And yeah, you guys want to have a disc golf outing, little get together for the show with you and the fans? Come on out here to Wickham Park out in Melbourne. There's a 22-hole course. It's free to play, and it's a great time, great activity, and we can have some beers. Big T out.
Sounds good.
How's it going, Colbert Show? This is Tim from Sanford. I'm just leaving a grocery store right now, and may I ask that people please, if you cannot return the grocery cart to the corral or the front of the store, please don't leave it in the handicap accessible spots. It seems really crude to do that. I don't know. It's just an idea. Can we make a thing of it, please?
Can we make
no more?
Can we make a thing of it?
I get it though, because people think, oh, there's more room there. Usually,
Right, yeah.
when you got that wider painted path.
Yeah, not taking into consideration they don't have legs.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's wider for a reason.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Let me get my chair out of here so
Yeah.
I can move this cart out of the way. Yesterday, I had a guy. I was in a grocery store, and a guy and his wife in a really nice Mercedes SUV walk up to the back of the SUV, take out their groceries, and then he just hooks the front wheels over one of the medians. The damn thing was sticking out in the middle of the road. Did not care. It wasn't bothering him.
Yep.
Into his car, and off he goes. I made a point to get it and then roll it out in front of him so he could see me pushing it back. I said, I got it.
Yeah.
Don't worry, buddy. I got it.
Bravo.
I got it for you, okay?
It's a dick move, but it's the same.
I just want to know you. I want you to know I got it. That it's not going to stay out here all night. I'm taking care of this for you.
I'm on board with this.
What a dick. Out of here with that. By the way, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Your 6 o'clock keyword is money, M-O-N-E-Y. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here.
Yeah.
Somebody did call earlier, text earlier, and say that he's a funeral director, and if you type organ donor, if you are an organ donor, everything's game.
Yeah.
It's all game. Your eyes, your bones, it's all game. Matter of fact, I think, didn't he say that they don't get the body back?
Well, that's B-Dobbs, and he's legit. He's called before. We've talked to him before, but yeah, they said the organ donation people have a right to just about any part, and it depends on what they need. But he goes, typically some of your, transplant parts, usually it has to be either a younger person, so it's usually an auto accident or something where that part might be in really good condition,
right?
As opposed to someone who abused it for 80 years,
right? Yeah, sure.
And typically that happens, immediately.
Yeah, that's right. It is an immediate thing, right? They take you over.
It's a short window,
right? Yeah.
And he said the window depends. The length of the window depends on the organ.
Right. And they harvest it as quickly as possible to get it cold, right?
Then it goes into an igloo cooler.
Yeah. And then off it goes to wherever, whomever, right? Yeah. 407-916-1041. Again, you can always text our show at 77031. I appreciate all the texts we got today. We got a ton of them.
Do you think the transplant companies have upgraded from igloo to Yeti?
They don't know that. That's a big cost, buddy.
It is a big cost, but
four times the cost.
Wouldn't it keep it 4 times as cold?
They probably have cryopack stuff, don't they?
Yeah, but
they probably have they probably have dry ice and cryopack stuff, and I mean you have to be able to seal it up too. I mean it has to be able to lock up
on TV, and everything on TV is true. On TV, it's always that igloo cooler with the handle where you hit the button and the top swings down.
Yeah.
Makes it easier to carry.
Yeah, that's got a lunch cooler there. Is what I was like.
Exactly.
I wonder how much time you have. Like, let's say that I was.
What do you need?
I was 28 years old, and I'm an organ donor, and I get in an accident this afternoon or on the way home. I mean, do they have donors ready to go? They basically do my blood test. They make sure I'm clean, and then off it goes to the person with my matching blood. Is that what it is?
Well, this is actually a legit question. Yeah. So there's a list, right? So you're on a list, but then it has to be locally. So they'd have to be able to.
It's only blood type, though, right, dude? That's the thing that really makes the difference, right, when it comes to organ donation and transplants.
Yeah, and it also has to be able to get to you within that time window.
Right.
Right? So I'm wondering, like, if you're in Alaska.
Right. Oh, man.
But you're number 1 on the list.
Right.
But someone in Atlanta is number 2 on the list.
We know those companies have jets, though, because we see that stuff get flown all over the world, right? Yeah. But, I mean, if you're on the kidney list and I'm a kidney donor, I mean, I would think that it has to be relatively quick. I mean, wherever you are, if you, like, let's say you do your dialysis daily and you're sitting at work and you're sitting there, typing in input, and you get a text and it says, we found a donor.
It's go time.
You got to drop everything you do and get ready for surgery, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, dude. That is crazy. All right, 407-916-1041. Again, text us at 77031. So obviously, I don't think I'm making much of a statement here when I say that theater owners are a little upset. Somebody texted me earlier. They already know what I'm going to talk about, and they go, well, they may be upset, but it's really the cleaning crew that's upset. The theater owners are super happy. We're talking about the Minecraft movie because it's breaking like a lot of records, and it's making a whole bunch of money.
Which is it's what the theater industry needed.
Yeah.
However, they didn't want the side hustle here.
Now, I know nothing about Minecraft. I know that it's just really rudimentary. What's that word called?
8-bit?
8-bit, right?
Yeah.
8-bit. And it seems like it shouldn't be popular because it's really technologically, it is
backwards.
It's backwards, but I don't know why kids are so stupid. I don't get it. I mean, they have all the tech out there and they're going backwards either way. So I guess there's a particular character in this movie called the Chicken Jockey, which is a zombie with a square head, kind of resembles SpongeBob.
Yeah.
But he's a zombie, like a Frankenstein-looking zombie thing, and he rides a chicken. And I don't know why that makes people go crazy, but apparently when you go to these movies, when this chicken jockey thing comes out, you start throwing toilet paper and all kinds of stuff at the screen. And then somebody said they threw flour in there, that one of the theater owners went in after the movie was out.
That was in Australia.
And it was destroyed, and there was white stuff everywhere, and they said it was flour. Man, let me tell you something.
It's this generation's Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Right, exactly. That's the last thing you want anywhere, because, man, if you don't vacuum that stuff out just right, flour gets water in it, it's just done. There's no getting it out. It turns into paste, basically. That's the worst. And they trashed this theater in Australia. You're right, 100% right. They didn't know the mess until they turned the lights on. It says debris was scattered everywhere, and video showed that moments that attendees started throwing toilet paper and cheering Chicken Jockey.
And the film's director last week said that he found it, quote, weird, end quote, that cops were being called for kids who were clapping and cheering on a movie. And it's like, well, because it's more than just clapping and cheering on a movie. It's actual physical destruction. I mean, Rocky Horror, I mean, you had the water guns and the toilet paper. The toast. But outside of that, I don't remember it being as destructive. It was messy.
Yeah.
With the water and the toast and the toilet paper. But I don't think it was to this level where it's like they're just trying to trash the place.
You know that the theater out by Fashion Square played Rocky Horror Picture Show every weekend that it was open until they closed it?
Really?
It was the midnight showing. And if you ever wanted to go see Rocky Horror and you lived in Orlando, you could go to the Fashion Square movie theater, and every single weekend at midnight, they played the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And I know that because I went a couple times, and I will tell you, that is a Juggalo-level freak show.
Yes, it is.
I mean, that is a straight-up insane clown posse crowd of people doing some crazy stuff. I took my sister once, and she didn't even know what to think. She had just moved here from P-Town.
Oh, no.
And
you took her to that for her first experience?
It's like, you got to see this, right? She was 18 years old and kind of a Puritan.
Right.
And I remember when she walked out, she was shell-shocked. Literally. It's like I walked her through a death camp.
I bet.
She didn't even know what to think. She goes, what was that? She goes, there's this trans guy dancing and this other guy. And I mean, when you come from a town like I lived in, I mean, that was not, you couldn't even say you were gay.
Right.
Much less get up there and sing a song and do high kicks about it.
Right. In a piece of negligee.
In a piece of negligee, right? Yeah.
Now, were you there in the theater? Because that was, of course, when, the patrons would dress up as their favorite character as well.
It was, and they loved it because it was like one of the only movies that sold out every single weekend. You would literally have to get there early to get your ticket.
Well, yeah, you had to sing along.
It was a show.
Bring your props.
It was crazy, man. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. It was real to this day, and I've seen some pretty nuts stuff. That was like one of the most bizarre kind of cantina bar scenarios that you could ever imagine.
Well, I know they're comparing the Minecraft experience with those who did that during Rocky Horror. I just don't remember it being as destructive.
No, it was never destructive. You're right. It was a little bit messy for sure, but it was never like nobody was trying to tear the theater up because they would just stop showing the movie and everybody wanted to see it. It was like literally, I'm telling you, every weekend, it was 70% of the theater is the same people. They would go see it every single weekend on a Saturday night.
Well, if you remember when we had done this Minecraft story a couple of weeks ago, we talked about some theaters no longer allowing unaccompanied minors to come and see the movie because,
Jersey and Michigan were banning people, and Michigan actually was setting new guidelines for theaters in general to get people to stop doing it.
Which is crazy because when you think about it, the movies was the one place before you had your driver's license that you could actually hang out with your friends.
And this is a kid's movie. That's the thing that kills me the most is like this is a children's movie, and people are losing their damn mind.
Well,
it says in Whitney, England, a message was posted notifying customers they will be removed from the theater without a refund if they're disruptive during the film. I would think that would be the minimum thing you would do.
So someone just texted us at 77031. My 17-year-old went on Saturday night and said the theater was filled with 7th graders, the worst human beings on the face of the planet.
I would just immediately turn around and leave.
Getting on each other's shoulders and running around the theater during chicken jockey.
Wow.
So it sounds like...
Oh, no, I'm going now. I would love to trip a few of those and watch them take a facer into the back of one of the seats. I'd be...
or into that carpet that you don't know what kind of things it holds. Yeah. Exactly. That's a staph infection waiting for your face.
Now, if you drop... Oh, okay. You're in the movie theater.
Right.
You spend money on the candy.
Yeah.
Super expensive. You co-sign, you got your co-signer.
Exactly. You've given up the firstborn.
You push all that cash over, you get it. You drop something on the movie theater floor.
No, buddy, I'm not touching.
Hell to the no.
I'm telling you, that's one place I'm not even, I would eat it off this bathroom floor in this building because we clean it so well. This guy cleans it so well here. I would never, nothing. I don't know if I'd pick money up off of it.
Frozen pizza on Saturday, lunch before the bowling tournament. I had a cauliflower. I had a slice, and it slipped out of my hand, landed on the kitchen floor.
Face up, face down.
Face up.
That's eatable.
That's safe, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Face down's another.
100% I agree.
Face down's another.
Face up, I was
because face down, the cheese is going to collect all the schmutz on the floor.
Yeah, that cheese glue is going to get you.
But they say the 3 or 5 second rule, that's a myth anyway. They say once it hits,
it's done.
Whatever's on the floor is there.
I remember hearing that 5 second rule. I'm like, you're dumb, right? Like, you get it. Like, it's going to stick to it. Immediately, it's not about
still 5 seconds.
The physics don't understand your 5 second rule. Whatever's on that floor is going to be on that food, dude.
Germs are talking to each other. Hey, what do you think, Bob? Should we jump on this one?
Nah.
3, 2, let's go.
Yeah. Why not? Why not? It's Friday. All right. Don't forget your 6 o'clock keyword is money. MONEY. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. We're going to take a little break. Back in a sec with our buddy Ray Trinley from TK Law.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Keep an eye out for an accident on I-4 eastbound before State Road 434. There's a crash on State Road 434 near Riverside Park Road. Authorities are clearing up an accident affecting all lanes on Pontieta Boulevard northbound at US 1792. Move over and slow down. The roadways are getting busy tonight. If you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Springfest at Lowe's means can't miss savings for your home and lawn. Right now, buy 3 bags, get 3 free on Miracle Grow 0.75 cubic feet all-purpose garden soil. Valid through 4/16. Excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location while supplies last.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert to tell you about my friends over at FAS Exteriors. These guys are awesome. You know, they installed windows and doors in a couple of my homes right here in Orlando and absolutely destroyed it. They're so easy to deal with, by the way, and their selection of products is amazing. So many different styles of windows to really enhance your home, and the same thing with doors. And their window and door installers made the entire project seamless from measurement to the final inspection. Matter of fact, the county inspector actually complimented how well that my sliding glass door was installed by FAS. They've been doing it since 2005, and FAS has certainly earned their spot as Orlando's top-rated window and door experts. Upgrade your home today with a team that delivers excellence. Just simply visit FASWD.com, and as always, trust the leader in windows and doors.
Car crash? Call Klausman. KlausmanLaw.com. That's KLAUSMAN.
Visit Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa today to sign up for Unity by Hard Rock, the global loyalty program unlike any other, designed to reward you for doing what you love. New members receive a limited edition Seminole Hard Rock Tampa t-shirt and can play up to $200 on us. Slots, tables, stays, dining. Get rewarded for your experience. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. Your oasis awaits at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa.
Hey, it's that mortgage guy, Don. Good news if you're considering a reverse mortgage. Rates have improved again this week. Get a same-day quote at thatmortgageguyDon.com.
ThatmortgageguyDon.com. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Divorce is more than just a legal process. It's a life-changing event that can impact your future, finances, and your relationship with your children. You've worked hard to build a life that you're proud of, and you deserve a legal partner who will work just as hard to protect it.
Office in Orlando. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. Online at CordellCordell.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment changeouts and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
Spring is here, the perfect season to give your aging roof the attention it deserves. Florida's highest rated roofer is here to help. Experience the Janney difference and save up to $2,000 this season. Join a community of thousands of happy homeowners.
To go ahead and do it right the first time so that you don't have to hire another company to fix what the company should have done right. And I feel like that's Janney Roofing.
Get started at JannyRoofing.com.
Offer only applies on full roof replacement and expires May 31st, 2025.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues?
Who are you?
Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
My name's Michael Green. I'm a captain with the fire department.
When Captain Green went shopping for an engagement ring, he shopped dozens of jewelry stores, but he found the best price, the best quality, and the best service at International Diamond Center.
I probably wasn't the easiest customer. I was pretty picky, and those guys were completely patient. They helped me find exactly what I was looking for, and a huge help through the whole thing. Everything from when you walk to the door to, you know, all the help we got to the pricing and the quality of the diamond.
And the icing on the cake? IDC's extra 15% discount for first responders and military, people on the front lines of service.
Yeah, it's definitely not a career you get into to get rich. When it comes to those sorts of things, you know, we're kind of working off of a budget. But I've referred a few guys that work to the crew over there at International Diamond Center, and they've all been happy with it.
If you're a first responder, you'll always get the red carpet at IDC. White glove service, special financing, and a generous extra discount.
I had nothing but a wonderful experience with International Diamond Center. Really looked out for me and my family.
3 Orlando locations and always online at shopidc.com.
The championship is back in the Bay for the first time in 40 years.
On the new limited podcast series, Dub Dynasty, we hear from head coach Steve Kerr on how Steph Curry almost never even joined the Warriors.
In fact, I thought we had a draft day deal to end up getting him to Phoenix.
For the entire behind-the-scenes story of Golden State's incredible 10-year run, open your free iHeartRadio app, search Dub Dynasty, and listen now.
Now Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
Hey, how's it, Colbert Ohana? 1 week away from Poke, brother Jim and Jack and Ray. Anyway, yeah, that surfer's name was Mikala Jones, and he had moved to Indo and definitely died, took the fin of a surfboard to the femoral artery and basically bled out in the water. There was nothing he can do. Also has a sister. Her name is Malia. She was a swimsuit model for Sports Illustrated at one time. Very accomplished surfing family. Aloha.
Aloha. Yeah, I remember the story. It was heartbreaking because the dude was mad respected over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there is Hawaiians and Samoans and people of the
Pacific Islanders.
Yeah, they just have a different understanding of life and the connection between human beings and Earth. It's like Native Americans here in America. It's just a different connection than other cultures have. There's no way to explain it.
I believe surfing started off as like a religious experience for Hawaiians. Before it was recreational, it was something that, like priests and kings and stuff. And man, you want to talk about heavy, long boards?
Oh, yeah.
You ever see those old boards?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
The size of trees.
I know.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Real Radio 104.1. Money is your 6 o'clock keyword, MONEY. Get to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000. Money will do it, guys. That is your 6 o'clock keyword. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is right there.
Greetings.
And every single Monday around 6:20 or so, this gentleman slides in with his devious smile and his Sunday school haircut. This guy. I don't know.
You know, Eddie Haskell was thrown around a time or two when I was a kid.
Yeah, dude.
It was thrown
You ain't
around.
fooling me, bitch. I saw you double handed. I get it 100%. You guys give it up good and loud for the man, Mr. Ray Trindley. That's TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. Offices right there in Altamont Springs. Many legal disciplines are at his whim, and he can apply those for you if you need.
That's right. We're there if you need us.
What's going on?
Just living the dream.
Let me stop you real quick.
Yeah.
Let me stop you. You're on a suit run.
Thanks.
It's different.
Thanks.
You're hitting different these days.
It's spring, so I'm trying to spring it up.
You are on a suit run. My man, you have come in here like last 3 weeks in a row, and you are stepping out. You have looked great.
I'm going to come in like a Navy suit next week.
Dude, I'm serious, man.
We'll throw it off.
You have, I don't know who's tailoring you up, but they've made some really good choices for you in your skin tone and everything like that.
Well, thank you. I got a guy if you need him.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a guy.
Yeah, everybody needs a guy, especially a suit guy.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah.
I don't know what guy's the most important one, though. I would say right now, air conditioning guy is your most important guy.
Oh, I don't disagree. We just had Mills come out and service our AC 2 weeks ago.
That's a good guy.
Yeah.
As soon as it starts cooking, you're like, all right.
You have to.
Got to get him out there.
That's what he tells me every single year. He goes, hey, man, remind everybody, summer's coming. Get your preventive maintenance before it hits because, when it hits, they're everywhere. I mean, everybody's on blast.
2 years ago, August, I was getting ready to go on vacation. When I say vacation, I was going on a guy's trip in August, and it was, I think, a Wednesday or a Thursday. My buddy was coming into town. We were going to fly out together, and he drives on in, and the AC's not working.
Oh, not good.
And I'm supposed to be flying out at 5 o'clock in the morning the next day, and my wife and 3 kids are home, and it is baking. And I felt so bad driving away at 5 o'clock.
You are a bastard. You are the worst, dude. How are you married? Get out of here with that.
I've got a really good sense of humor. My wife loves it.
Very good. All right.
But anyway.
We're in Jay. Again, Ray joins us every single Monday around this time to talk about some things happening out in the world, in the legal world. Maybe some stuff you do understand, maybe some stuff you don't understand.
Yeah, so this one, I normally like to send you over a little bit of a heads up on this. This is one I want to catch you guys raw on.
All right.
Okay.
I love it when we raw dog, Ray. I've told you that 100 times.
Oh, my God.
I love it, too.
I've whispered that. I've whispered that from behind you so many times.
Oh, nice.
Subtly in my ear. So this is something that's, I think I talked about it a little bit. I don't really talk about it too much because there's a case that's really near and dear to my heart. I've had a client for the last decade, and unfortunately, and I can't talk about it too much because the case is still ongoing, his ex-wife constantly interferes with his time with his kid. And right now he's going on 6 months without seeing his daughter.
Okay, so even after that long,
Yeah.
even after 10 years, she's still hindering his
She'll
ability to
comply
have.
for a short period of time. The
Oh,
judge,
okay.
the judge will change,
Yeah.
and then she'll, kind of do these things again, and it becomes really frustrating. And right now we're getting other courts involved, and it becomes really frustrating. And the part of the conversation is not to talk about what the Florida court is or is not doing, because they're actually doing a fantastic job. The part of this is that when you're involved in a situation like that, you become so desperate and you lose so much hope that you become despondent. And the legal system is really not well equipped to deal with a situation like we call it parental kidnapping. Well, the Florida House of Representatives just passed a bill today to allow for a civil lawsuit to be filed against a parent who intentionally, without justification, takes a child and removes that child from the other parent for more than 30 days.
And by the way, even how do you even get justification? I know that those laws are relatively, they're relatively lax. You have to do some pretty sideways stuff to lose that, right?
Well, so there's a couple ways. Like one, for example, I'll just pick on myself. If I'm beating my kids and my kids are in danger of being in harm's way with me, taking my kid away from me is not a bad thing.
Right, yeah, I got that.
You're not going to get punished. If there's a valid court order that says you can take the kids away for 30 days, again, valid defense. But in a situation like this, mom is left, not complying with court orders, not showing up in court. Law enforcement's going to be involved now. But now my client would conceptually have a civil cause of action. They're entitled to $10,000 in compensatory damages or actual damages, whichever is greater. So the bill's not less than $10,000. Entitled to attorney's fees. And
wow.
And there's a lot of pressure from both sides of this that are either for or against it right now. The side against it says this is going to further inundate the courts with lawsuits and frivolous lawsuits, but
it doesn't have to if somebody just adheres to the rules that are set up by the judge to begin with.
Well, and the way the American rule works with attorney's fees is if I'm entitled to attorney's fees if I prevail and I don't prevail, guess what? You get attorney's fees.
Right.
And so I'm really in favor of this. I've unfortunately been on the other side of this dozens of times, unfortunately, where kids are removed and we have to go through this whole process.
Or used as pawns in a situation because
Absolutely.
a parent can't control the situation anymore. That's the only thing they have left that connects them to that person.
Absolutely.
And they're bitter and they're hateful.
And sometimes there's mental health issues.
Yeah, and they're I was going to say they're a narcissist.
Yep.
How old are the children in the case you're dealing with?
She's 14. I've known her since she was 4 years old.
Okay, yeah. Wow, that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And again, just at that age where the court really doesn't recognize their opinion, or yes?
So
that used to be the case, though, right, buddy? If you're under a certain age, the court wouldn't pay attention to your opinion?
That's true. So the court can consider the testimony of children under limited circumstances. The question is whether or not it's relevant. And in this situation, we contend that the mother has not only interfered with dad's time sharing, but she's also interfered with the dad's relationship with the child, where the child now acts and speaks differently to dad because of the nasty things mom is saying.
Right. And this isn't that uncommon in divorces where one parent will try to vilify the other parent to the child because they view that as a win in a situation they can't control. They can't make the person not leave, but they can make the children not like that person.
Right.
And usually the stuff that's made up is very malicious and a lot of it sometimes not even remotely true.
Yeah, and sometimes maybe there's like 1 ounce of truth, right?
Yeah.
But it's still not appropriate for one parent to be speaking negatively about the other parent, really under any circumstances. My mom made mistakes as a parent, as all parents do, so it's not me pointing the finger. The one thing my mother never did, my dad had a lot of faults. My mother never pulled me aside and said, here's all the things that your dad does wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, my mom regrets a lot of things, and she apologizes to me all the time about how, she was as a single mom. And I always say, I look at it as I was grateful. I was never put in the position where I had to choose between my mom and my dad. I made my own decisions, right?
Sure, yeah.
As I got smarter and I saw the evidence, I was like, well, dad does do some pretty messed up things.
Yeah, this isn't hard to figure out.
But I was never put in that position. And people don't realize how traumatic it is for children when they treat them like they're their best friends and they share all the secrets, even if it's only 1% true, share all the secrets and they say, this is how you should feel. kids feel torn internally.
Oh.
And it puts them in a situation where they're not going to.
They feel obligated to protect one or the other. They feel, and they
can't separate those feelings.
Can I tell you, buddy, what a lot of times happen? A lot of times with me, because my mom did this with me against my father. My dad did some stuff that wasn't very savory,
Right.
and but what it does is the parent is unloading adult pressure onto a child. So
Right.
now a child who is maybe going through puberty, maybe just trying to make friends in high school, trying to make the baseball team, or just have a normal life. Now they're weighed down with the heavily adult problems of a marriage that isn't working. Man,
Right.
it's
heavy.
It's unfair.
And if you've ever looked at like the adverse childhood experiences, ACEs scores, and you look at the things that are, that they consider to be traumatic events, a lot of those things are things like you're just discussing, right? Where you're put in these positions where you have to make adult decisions.
Right.
And again, kids' brains aren't fully formed and they can't quite separate, bad things from happening from bad people. And
the other thing too that I noticed, Ray, is like if the parent doesn't do anything to the child, the parent is only doing stuff to the other parent. That doesn't really have anything to do with them. So a child can have a great relationship with both parents and the parents not get along well. That happens all the time. Like literally all the time. I mean, you could, I just got back from Dad's. We had a great time. We did this. We talked about stuff, and go to Mom's house. Had a great time there because Mom talks about this, and they will have a great relationship with each one. But man, when you start dumping that kind of load on kids, it really gets really terrible because now the kid can't like Dad as much as she really likes him because then Mom will get mad or feel guilty because Mom now thinks she's losing you.
Right. And
it's so
it creates
crazy.
alignment, and then they feel guilty about not liking Dad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it causes all kinds of psychological issues. And so I think this is a really good thing. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on what happens with the Florida Senate. And obviously, the governor still has to sign it into law. But,
was it getting bipartisan support or no?
It seems like it's close, but it seems like it is getting bipartisan support right now. We'll see what happens when it makes it to the Senate. But, the Family Law Committee is against this. The Family Law Committee is the committee that recommends bills and things like that to the legislature. They're against this because they're afraid of additional litigation. I just don't buy it. I don't see that this cause of action in creating significant financial punitive damages for somebody who acts wrongly, how that's going to be a bad thing for these cases. Because unfortunately, a lot of times it's like,
yeah.
Well, they complied. That's great.
Yeah, they're looking for a deterrent.
Right.
Right. That's
exactly
what they're trying to create because legally, criminally, there's not really anything criminal happening. So you really don't have a leg to stand on. You have to go in front of maybe a mediator or somebody who is managing the scenario from the very onset. Especially if it's a messy divorce,
right.
This creates a deterrent so that if something does like that happen, I mean, either party, whether it be the woman or the man, can go, hey, look, I just want to give you a heads up. If this continues, I'm going to invoke this, and we're going to go to court, and you can explain to the judge why you do all this, and while you're giving me a $10,000 check.
Right. Well, and the other thing I like about this, too, is it's the family judge is the first judge assigned to the case. So it can actually get bifurcated, which just means separated, and go to a civil judge for the monetary part and a family judge for the enforcement part. But I like that it goes to the family judge first anyway, because that's the person who presumably has the most knowledge of what's going on. So you're not like judge shopping, so to speak.
Yeah. Right.
So there's a lot of things I really like about this bill. It's something to be aware of. It's something that, I wish they had done sooner, frankly, because, it's weird because in this case and in other cases, there are certain things that become arbitrary, like some court orders are arbitrary, but the one that seems to always be the one that people respond well to is money.
Right, yeah, sure.
Nobody wants to have a judgment for 10 grand sitting out there and, garnishing their wages and things like that. It's something that people it really clicks in their brains that, oh, this is bad.
It seems like something more than an empty threat.
Right.
Because, I mean, of course, I was in a divorce situation. My kids were pretty young, so I dealt with that whole situation going back and forth, which was actually, pretty easy for us. We only ran into issues a little bit later down the road, and it was, some other stuff and it still wasn't major enough to have any issues like that. But the one thing that can happen for sure is at least now the person who is the receiver of this, of the of all the trouble can actually say, hey, look, I don't want to do this, but you understand now the law has changed, and I have action now. I mean, I don't have to just listen to this anymore. We can go further than this. So are you going to stop? Are we going to do this? We're going to handle this like adults?
Right.
It just seems like a great negotiating point. I'm interested, by the way, talking to Ray Trinley here from TK Law. I'm interested. Do other attorneys that you know? I mean, are most of the family attorneys that you know on the side of this, or has someone made a compelling argument for you against it?
I've got a really good friend of mine who's against it. I won't say his name, but he's against it, and I understand.
What's his rationale? Same thing. Too much litigation.
It goes to excess litigation. He thinks that'll be used as a tool to harass folks. But again, the way I look at it, because also I don't know if you guys know this, family law lawyers are not allowed to take our cases on contingency fee. We're not allowed. Ethically, it's impermissible for lawyers, family law lawyers, to take family law cases on contingency fee. This is a civil cause of action. I could take this on a contingency fee, which means there are going to be people who are able to get lawyers to defend them in order to get attorney's fees and possibly, $10,000 that wouldn't otherwise be able to afford attorneys. And I think that's a huge differentiator, which again makes it a compelling argument that this is helpful for people.
What kind of evidence is going to be needed to prove this? I would think that if somebody came up to you and they said, hey, Ray, if this, let's say it goes through and it's enacted, it goes into law, and they come up to you like not long after that and go, hey, like I want to employ this because I'm in the same situation. But what is the protocol? What is the vetting process for you as an attorney to find out if that case has validity?
Well, so one, it's actually a lower, not lower, but lower from a criminal standpoint, burden of proof. So it's preponderance of the evidence. So it's more likely than not that this is actually occurring. And that includes the affirmative defenses, more likely than not that those affirmative defenses apply. And the way we vet it is, it's really no different from most other cases. One, we're looking for documented proof, right? Like I've tried to reach out to my ex to see my kid. They're responding, I'm not going to let you see my kid. I tell people...
Put things in writing, man. Text and email as much as you can.
Absolutely.
Don't talk to people on the phone when you're dealing with this because that's hearsay. You can't do that.
Right. Logs, maintain a calendar or logs so that way we can track the exact last date you spoke to your child, the last day you saw your child, things like that become really, one, helpful in being able to prove your case, but two, really helpful just illustrate, how long it's been. And then the third thing I always tell everybody to do is, and it sounds more simple than it is, but it's really important, is always try to find a solution to whatever the problem is.
Right, yeah.
And what I found, this is my secret sauce, and I tell everybody it, and I'm not afraid to give it up. My secret sauce, the way I win, and I win so often, and I'm so successful, is I try to tell my clients and coach them, if you're the problem solver in your case, there's going to be a judge or a jury, and they're going to try to help you out.
Yep.
And so
if you show an effort to make it better,
if you focus on, well, this isn't fair, and I shouldn't have to, that's wrong. You're creating more problems. But if somebody says, I don't want you to see your kid because you live in a 1-bedroom apartment, okay. Do you want to help me go find an apartment? I want to make sure that there's an apartment that I can find that's suitable for this child. It's that important to me.
Right.
And we all know the answer, right? They're going to say no, figure it out. They're going to be jerks. But the more you do that, the more you're trying to solve whatever that problem is, and the other person rejects you, that becomes a mountain of evidence that becomes really hard to overcome because credibility comes in, reasonableness comes in, and then obviously you've got facts and evidence. And if you say that this person is not reasonable, their facts don't support them, and they're not credible, then guess what? They just lost their case, and there's no way they can win.
Yeah, and you put that stuff in writing, you mad text or mad email, that's the dumbest thing you could ever, literally the dumbest. You might as well just fold that piece of paper up into a gun and shoot yourself in the face with it because it's the dumbest thing you could ever do. That's actual evidence. I mean, you just got to be cool, man.
One thing that I've been experimenting with, and I don't ever put like names or anything in it, but using ChatGPT, like you pre-type an email, right? And I'm serious. You pre-type an email, and it's going to say, I want to email Jim. I'm going to be late to the radio, and I don't like his haircut this week. And then I'll say, can you make it sound more friendly because I know I'm being a little blunt? And then it'll retype the email for you. If you're so emotionally attached to whatever you're typing,
right,
and you can't separate your emotions and you can't read it, ask ChatGPT to see if they can't add some.
That's a good point.
Add some.
That's a good tip.
What's odd is even ChatGPT left in the dig about his hair.
It's weird. It
You
really did.
mother of
Yeah,
God
it
Almighty!
did.
How dare the both of you?
It wasn't us. It was AI.
That's right.
Ray Trindley from TK Law. That's onefirmforlife.com. We'll get some more with Ray here in a second. Deb, you got some news for us?
Yeah, we're going to talk about State Attorney Monique Worrell responding to Florida's Attorney General's offer of help. In the meantime, Florida's Attorney General defends Hope Florida. Wait till you hear about the governor's new plan for the First Lady's charity.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And a new worry for the Menendez brothers. We'll talk about that next during You Heard It Here First.
You got it, right? Let's take a little break. We'll come back and get Deb's news and get the hell out of here on a Monday.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
Hey there, Central Florida, Fox 35, Storm Team Meteorologist Noel Broken here. We're looking at just an outstanding week of weather. A cold front will come through Tuesday night. I guess there could be a sprinkle, but other than that, things are completely dry as far out as we can see. It's going to get hot again this weekend into next week. Temperatures in the upper 80s this coming weekend, and next week could make a run into the 90s across all of Central Florida. Great beach weather over the next few days. A high rip current risk tomorrow. Heads up for that. But all in all, a wonderful stretch ahead.
This report is sponsored by Rasmussen University.
At Rasmussen University, we offer a full suite of nursing programs from pre-licensure to doctoral, online and on campus. Programs vary by campus. Learn more at rasmussen.edu/Florida.
Man, you know what a really good sign of quality is that when they do the work, the area they're working in is clean. It's picked up. It's neat. Not stuff laying everywhere. That's all about Eustace Roofing, man. These guys keep the cleanest work sites ever. You're not going to get any nails in your tires. They're not like that. That's not their world. And one of the reasons that they won 2021's National Roofing Company of the Year is that very thing. They've been your roofing neighbor since 1959, protecting Florida homes for over 65 years. No interest financing is available, and they serve all of Central Florida. But check this out. They are metal roofing experts, man. They manufacture it on site so it fits your house perfectly, and they actually may even be able to satisfy your insurance carrier by cleaning or rejuvenating your roof, adding years to it. EustaceRoofing.com, that's where you go to schedule your free estimate. Contact your trusted roofing advisor at EustaceRoofing.com.
Joe Rossi from Greenway Kia here. Tariffs are hitting the auto industry hard, but we're ready. We loaded up on brand new Kias across all 3 locations. Right now, they're in stock and tariff-free, with interest rates as low as 0% for 72 months. Plus, take $3,000 off any new 2025 Kia Sportage. We want to see you in a Kia. Visit greenwaykias.com.
Stock number SG292557. MSRP $30,840. Qualified applicants through KFA. 0 down. $13.88 per thousand borrowed for 72 months at 0% APR financing. Plus tax title license. $8.99 dealer. $249.50 doc fee. Expires 5/5/25.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, weight loss, and more may not always be covered by your insurance, but GoodRx can help. GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to goodrx.com/GLP. That's goodrx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance, including Medicare and other federal and state-funded programs.
If you want your windows there in weeks, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Get Factory Direct custom-made impact windows installed before hurricane season starts. Hi, Sealand here for Reese Windows and Doors, where they've been installing affordable, high-quality impact windows for over 50 years. At Reese, most impact windows are installed in just 6 to 8 weeks, and now you can win them for free. Just text the word WOW to 20129 for your chance to win $15,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Text WOW to 20129.
William is one of millions of Americans who uses GoodRx to save on the cost of their prescriptions.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on 5 different medications. It adds up at the end of the month. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx save you a lot of money. Saving that extra $200-300 a month. We're able to do all these extra activities, so it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
Download the free app or visit GoodRx.com and start saving today. GoodRx user compensated for their time. GoodRx is not insurance, but can be used instead of insurance.
Why go to just another sports bar when you can go to Crushyard? The food, amazing. The drinks, top shelf. Craft beers, a gajillion of them. And then the big surprise, pickleball, all indoor on pristine new courts. So that's it, right? Wrong, because we've also got ping pong, cornhole, and a full arcade for the kids. So, Kissimmee, when the temps rise, cool off with the best food, games, and fun at the hottest new spot in town. Visit Crushyard.com and follow us on social for details. See you down at the yard.
Warning, if you're thinking about surgery to fix your chronic joint pain, stop, because surgery can be risky, painful, and come with a lengthy recovery time. But there is an alternative, a groundbreaking therapy that revitalizes damaged tissue with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. QC Kinetics has successfully treated tens of thousands of patients, freeing them from pain in their knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints. Before you resort to invasive surgery, find out if you're a candidate for this advanced regenerative therapy by calling 689-314-7578. Don't let chronic pain dictate your life any longer, and don't risk surgery. Learn more about the joint pain therapy endorsed by professional athletes and available now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. To find out if you're eligible, request a free consultation from QC Kinetics. You owe it to yourself to learn more about this surgery-free alternative with no drugs and no downtime. Call QC Kinetics today, 689-314-7578. 689-314-7578.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 40-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term life insurance may only cost you about $100 a month. Call Term Providers. Speak with Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Providers help thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-239-1749. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-239-1749. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-239-1749. 800-239-1749 or biglou.com.
Need help navigating your will or trust? Visit onefirmforlife.com today for your free consultation.
Stay tuned to the Jim Colbert Show as we demonstrate our attitude of gratitude. Our thank you segment is sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword heart scan.
TK Law wants to remind us to look ahead, so we'll look ahead tomorrow on Real Radio Monsters in the Morning with a Tuesday edition, some Triple R trivia at 7. Angelique might be dropping by, and also Crime Line with Detective Barb. Find out who we're looking for now on the Monsters tomorrow. And also at 3 o'clock tomorrow on the Jim Colbert Show, the first clues in the Search Your Ace Off, presented by Tools Ace Hardware and TK Law.
Love it, dude.
Make sure
Thanks.
you're tuning in at 3 o'clock tomorrow for that. All right, look ahead with the team at TK Law to plan your family's future. Visit onefirmforlife.com.
Yeah, dude, big thanks for jumping in on that. That's awesome. This has been a lot of fun for us over the few years. I will tell you what I'll do. I will email you the clues to see if you can figure it out.
All right, I'll try.
All right, and I'll see if you can figure it out. It is going to be, I already gave it away this morning, or this afternoon. Should I even say that again? Maybe people who didn't catch it wouldn't hear it.
I don't know.
But it says it in the clue, actually. It's in Orlando.
Okay.
All right? It's in the clues, so I'm not trying to...
I'll take a look.
We ran it through ChatGPT. It was Jack's idea to see if it would clear, and it would not. ChatGPT could not figure it out.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I love that idea.
Well, I knew what listeners were going to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Cheating sons of bitches. But it's always a lot of fun. We'll see what we got. It's like a $4,000 package.
Yeah, it's a good package.
Yeah, thanks, dude, for hopping in.
Yeah,
Appreciate that very much. Again, that's TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. Offices right there in Altamont Springs. The great Ray Trinley. We love seeing him every week. I'm Jim. Deb and Jack are here as well. Speaking of Deb.
And I will say, when you get your estate planning done, you sleep better at night.
Do you really?
You do.
I bet.
Yeah.
And you look better. And your hair grows in.
You buy good suits.
Oh, look at this guy.
You son of a bitch. You're the worst. That's 2 hair jobs.
Two
today,
hair
man.
jobs.
What are you doing? All right, let's do You Heard It Here first.
It's time for You Heard It Here First on the Jim Colbert Show.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh, this is getting fun. Florida Attorney General James Uthmeyer came to Orlando earlier today to deliver a message to State Attorney Monique Worrell. Don't worry, Monique. The cavalry is coming.
We're here to help. We're going to tell her the words that no Soros prosecutor wants to hear. We're from the AG's office, and we're here to give you help.
So Uthmeyer says he's offering to send special statewide prosecutors to help Worrell, who's suspending non-arrest prosecutions because of a 13,000 case backlog. Worrell says, hey, she welcomes the help.
We can certainly utilize the help so that we can work as quickly as possible to get through the backlog of cases. And after we've done so, I will continue to advocate for additional permanent resources.
Worrell says the non-arrest case backlog is, quote, not a Monique Worrell problem, end quote, but one that goes back more than a decade. In the meantime, Florida's Attorney General defends contributions by Hope Florida to groups that opposed the recreational marijuana amendment. James Uthmeyer ran the Anti-Amendment 3 campaign as Governor DeSantis's chief of staff.
If some of those organizations were already active in the fight to oppose a dangerous constitutional amendment that would have allowed recreational marijuana to be used anywhere, there's also not a problem with that.
Hope Florida gave money to groups that also made contributions to the anti-pot campaign. State lawmakers say that money may have come from a settlement between a state agency and a healthcare company, which should have gone to a trust fund run by the legislature. Have no worries, though. Cover of the Orlando Sentinel tonight has a news story about how the DeSantis administration wants to use Hope Florida's network of nonprofits to help Florida Medicaid recipients.
Oh, interesting.
Help fold Hope Florida into that $143 billion contract.
Wow, look at there.
A lot of state lawmakers not happy about that.
Yeah, I can imagine why.
Quite a few Republicans.
Yeah.
And then finally, the Menendez brothers' aunt is in a New Jersey hospital in critical condition. And you'll never guess what put her there.
She read the case?
No. She saw graphic photos that were shown in court last week, and they didn't give her any warning.
Oh, man.
Relatives of 85-year-old Terry Baralt says she was found unresponsive over the weekend. She's among those who have been calling for Eric and Lyle Menendez to be released from prison after serving more than 30 years for killing their parents, Jose and Kitty Menendez, in 1989. The family blames prosecutors for showing gruesome crime scene photos without warning of Jose Menendez's body. And they fear Baralt, who has colon cancer, may not recover.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
They shot him so much that he'd lost his body integrity.
Is how they described it. So
in other words, they shot his bones to dust where he did not have any integrity, no skeleton.
And I believe this was his sister.
Yes.
Eric and Lyle Menendez's resentencing hearing is scheduled for this Thursday and Friday. And you heard it here first on the Jim Colbert Show.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Who do we have to thank today, young lady?
We want to thank the friendliest Ray Trendley, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Not so friendly to me today.
Still kind of a mischievous smile still there.
Yeah.
Always been perfectly fine to you.
It all started with that.
Just because he compliments my hair, you don't have to take it as a dig.
He took 2 shots at my head, Jack, and you know it.
And he
It
did
was
compliment me today and call me young lady.
Oh, no, everybody got compliments except for me.
I like that color on you.
Doesn't work now, buddy. You're not getting the ass.
Are we sure he's talking to you?
Yes.
Can tell you, it's a coin flip.
Also want to thank Brandon Kravitz from our sister station 96.9 The Game. In case you missed Brandon's segment talking sports, it has already been posted at Jim Colbert Show. And then last but never least, Sam Bowen and Candace Rich for running our YouTube chat.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Jack, question of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you filed your tax return?
Oh, I think most people have. I'll go 80% have.
68.
You get it together. Get it together, Orlando.
68.
Again, the great Rate Friendly. It's TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. Offices right there in Altamont Spring. Calling for anything, especially like estate planning, divorces. That's really where you guys shine. You do personal injury as well? I know that.
Our goal is just to help individuals and families going through tough times.
Absolutely. And a big thanks for the sponsorship for the Search Your Ace Off. It's a great event, and I'd love to have you. I'm super proud you're part of it.
I followed it last year. It was so much fun. I had to be a part.
Well, thanks, buddy. I appreciate it again. All right, let's go. Let's get out of here. Big show coming up tomorrow. What'd you do that's new? We'll have Scott Brown in for Edgewater Family Wealth. Your call, text, and talkbacks. 4 more opportunities for you to win $1,000.
The good news is for What'd You Do That's New, Jimmy, it's short enough that you'll be able to do it right before the show tomorrow.
You say that. Anyway, on behalf of Deb and Jack and Ray, I'm Jim. We follow the News Junkie. They follow the monsters in the morning. After us, it's Tom and Dan with the Corporate Time and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a fantastic Monday evening.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
my little darling baby.
If you missed any part of today's show, check out the Jim Colbert Show on demand. And for highlighted feature segments, listen to the Jim Colbert Show, The Goods. Both are available for free on the iHeartRadio app.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
Spring is in the air, and that means it's time to search your ace off. The Jim Colbert Show is teamed up with Tools Ace Hardware and TK Law for the